Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. Welcome to our NFL thoughts on week 3 in real time. We're going to be watching the games in real time below here, and we'll be giving our thoughts as the early games begin today. So please stick around for us if you love the NFL, if you love football. Thank you for joining us here on CY Interview today. We greatly appreciate it. Some early things to note, of course, the thumbnail for this video is us with Las Vegas Raiders owner Mark Davis from the Power of Love Gala a few years ago at the MGM Grand, of course, on the Las Vegas Strip. The Raiders are going to play the Washington Commanders in an early game today. So we'll see how the Raiders do. Can the Raiders get to 2-1 under Pete Guerrero and Geno Smith? We're going to see about that. Early games also today. Can the Green Bay Packers keep their momentum going and get to 3-0? They'll be on the road at the Cleveland Browns. Also, the Atlanta Falcons looked very impressive on Monday Night Football. They're traveling to face one of their division rivals today, the Carolina Panthers. We shall see what happens in that game early. Also, Houston Texans are still looking for their first one of the year. They'll be at the Jacksonville Jaguars. There's a ton of games here for week 3 of the NFL season, and it's about to begin in a couple of moments. So, of course, if you have any questions throughout the feed, please come in and say hello to us and interact with us and tell us what your thoughts are on week 3 of the NFL season. I'm Christianic. Will be here all day if you have any questions. Maybe there'll be an appearance and cameo by Orange the C1 Review Cat at some point as well. And if you have any questions about Las Vegas or anything else, please come in and please take the time to watch us today as we watch and we look at week 3 of the NFL season. And it's about to begin. Also, Steelers are going to be at the Patriots in an early game today. Rams go to the Eagles. Can the Eagles keep up their momentum and get to 3-0 as well? We're going to take a look at that as well here. It's going to be a really exciting day in the NFL, and I'll be here to comment all the way through. Also, again, speaking of football, if you haven't, we're now doing a weekly college football prediction segment with Lance. Check it out every week, of course, from the Bearcat Bites, Lance Fobbs. Please go over there and take a look at that as well. We really appreciate if you come in and look at our college football predictions every week. We really appreciate that as well. And of course, if you haven't yet, please take the time to watch our Mike Leach anthology, 27 CY Interviews Conversations from 2011 to 2022 with Washington State head football coach Mike Leach. Please take the time to watch that CY interview. We would really greatly appreciate it. Those 8 hours are unbelievable conversations with one of the greatest head football coaches. I'm Christianic. We're here for you. Thank you so much for joining in today. Thank you so much for watching us, and we greatly appreciate it. And also, remember one thing, also the Bengals are going to be playing the Vikings today as well. And please take the time to look at that as well. So if you're watching, let us know who your favorite NFL team is. Who are you looking forward to seeing in week 3 of the NFL season? Who is your team? Please send us some comments in the sections below. We'll be watching all of the games in real time as the scoring plays and attempts happen here on the bottom of our channel. And thank you so much for joining us today again here on CY Interview. And it's about to begin, and the Patriots are going to kick off to the Steelers here. And the Patriots are here at the 30-yard line, and they're going to begin. The Colts, can the Colts continue to do what they've done? They've been pretty impressive this year so far. They're at the Tennessee Titans, of course, a division rival. That's about to begin. And, of course, all of us here in Las Vegas are looking forward to the Raiders taking on the Commanders in early action day. Again, can the Raiders get to 2-1 on the NFL season? We're going to have to wait and see about that as well. You love NFL action and you're here for us. Thank you so much for, again, joining us today as we'll give our thoughts on the games for the next 3 hours. And if you have any thoughts about football or anything you want to mention in the chat, I'm here for you again. And of course, also remember, we're on Facebook at CY Interview, here on YouTube at CY Interviews as well. And thank you so much, and hope you enjoy the action as we talk about it today. So the Raiders are going to be kicking here first, and they will be on defense to start the game. And The Washington Commanders are in very good field position to start, so the Raiders defense is going to be working here, and we'll see what happens. We have literally 9 games going on today in the early slate of the NFL season, so again, if you have any thoughts or questions as we watch the game today, who's your favorite NFL team, please let us know in the comments section below. We greatly appreciate it. So the Commanders are at basically the 23-yard line of the Raiders after that opening kickoff. Here we'll see what happens. And the Raiders are going to be now on defense. The Commanders are first and goal. And hello, Jamie. Thank you for watching from Kenya. We appreciate it as always. Here in America, NFL season is a big thing for a lot of Americans. Millions of people are watching across the United States today. Week 3 of the NFL season. There are 18 weeks of the NFL season, and they're looking forward to watching all their favorite teams today. And we're going to be commenting in real time as we move this conversation along. And thank you so much for being here. The Washington Commanders are within the 5-yard line here, and we'll see how that goes. And the Indianapolis Colts are going to score an defensive touchdown against the Tennessee Titans, an interception return for a touchdown in the first minute of the game. That should make it 7-0 Colts to begin here. And now the Raiders are trying to hold the Commanders from ending up with a touchdown here. We've got just under 2 minutes gone in the first quarter here, and the Commanders will not, on that second down, end up getting a touchdown. And the Raiders now, Las Vegas's home team, will have a chance to get off the field on this third and goal possession. And the Eagles have committed a turnover on the Los Angeles Rams, a battle of 2-0 teams today at Philadelphia. So Philadelphia will have a chance now to put some points on the board. It's now third and goal for the Washington Commanders against the Las Vegas Raiders. And we shall see what happens here in real time. Can the Raiders again get off the field and only allow 3 points here? We shall see. And they won't be able to. The Commanders will get on the board. It's going to probably be 7-0 Commanders early against the Raiders. And now it'll be up to Geno Smith and company to see if they can match that. It's early on, of course. It's only 3 minutes into the game, but Las Vegas's home team is going to be down 7-0. Again, the thumbnail for this video is us with Las Vegas Raiders owner Mark Davis. So much has changed within Las Vegas since the NFL was gone here, about 5 years ago. And the Steelers now have the football, and they're going to end up at midfield against the Patriots approximately. Thank you all for joining us today. We all appreciate you watching. And again, for many Americans, NFL season from September to January is a yearly affair. Like people love watching soccer across the world. Reality of what it comes down to is that the football season for many in America is a big thing here. The Atlanta Falcons are driving against the Carolina Panthers. They're past midfield, and we shall see if the Falcons can get on the board against their AFC South division rival, the Carolina Panthers, today. We're going to be here again for the next 3 to 3.5 hours commenting on week 1 of the NFL. Again, some of our recent things on CY Interview, if you haven't yet, we're doing a weekly college football predictions segment. Please watch that. And of course, we just had on actress Stephanie Powers talking about all the great work she's doing in Kenya for wildlife protection. So go check that out, 41 minutes long. And of course, check out the Mike Leach anthology, which is almost 8 hours with the great college football coach. The Eagles have decided to go for it on 4th and 2 against the Rams at the Rams 32. And Jalen Hurts will pick up the first down and put the Eagles within the red zone, which is the red zone in America is within the 20-yard line of scoring a touchdown, meaning you're 20 yards away from getting the 7 points. That's what that is. And the Minnesota Vikings are on the board first against the Cincinnati Bengals. That game is taking place at Minnesota. Both these teams are trying to get to 2-1 on the season. Only 3 minutes there in Minnesota, but early deficit for the Cincinnati Bengals. And now we're going to go back to the Philadelphia Eagles, who are in the red zone and looking to end up getting on the board here. And they're going to be about at the approximately 14-yard line. Thank you so much for everybody here. I'm Christianic from CY Review here in Las Vegas. We are watching Week 3 of the NFL season in real time. We are giving you scoring updates and predictions and thoughts as 9 NFL games are currently taking place in the National Football League on Week 3. Wherever you are in the world, there's NFL fans in Canada, Germany, Brazil, England, and all across the world. I imagine Australia, Africa, and beyond, Asia. People are watching their NFL games. College football, will always have more historical traditions than the NFL. But at the end of the day, people love what they love. The NFL still is the king in America, obviously. And we look forward to, hopefully there was some chat this week, obviously unverified, but that the biggest NFL game of the year will be coming back to Las Vegas potentially in 2029. So we'll have to wait and see what happens on that front. And that is Orange, the Sea Lion Review cat there in the background. Maybe Orange will make an appearance later today before the feed is over. Also today, one game we haven't talked about, the New York Jets are playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are currently 2-0 on the season. New York Jets lost a heartbreaker to the Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 1, 34-32. Did not look impressive last week against the Buffalo Bills. Can the Jets have the biggest upset of the early games, in my opinion, the Week 3 of the NFL season? We'll have to wait and see on that one, but they're driving right now. Steelers are first and goal against the New England Patriots. That game, of course, is in Foxborough in Massachusetts, and the Steelers are going to be at the 1-yard line here. Of course, Steelers now have Aaron Rodgers, the big Aaron Rodgers, NFL season, NFL quarterback. He's here with us now at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Can the Steelers make a playoff run in the Super Bowl one with Aaron Rodgers? Probably the last, but you never know, the last season that Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing in the NFL in his NFL career. We'll have to wait and see on that. Thank you so much for all of you who are here today. We greatly appreciate it. We're going to be here again till approximately 1:30 today, 1:15. We'll see how it goes. The Eagles go for it again on 4th and goal, and it looks like they probably did get it. I don't know if they're going to be doing a measurement there to see if they picked up the first down, but we'll check in a minute, and we shall see if the Pittsburgh Steelers, if the Eagles will have a chance to score here. The Jets are 3rd and 4. Tyrod Taylor is the quarterback this week for the New York Jets. Of course, you remember Tyrod Taylor at the Buffalo Bills and at the New York Giants. He is the quarterback this week for the New York Jets. The Jets are going to be attempting now about a 37-yard field goal to get on the board against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That game is taking place in Tampa, Florida today. And so we'll see how that goes. Steelers trying to score on 3rd down. There's a penalty flag on the field. We'll have to check to see what that penalty flag is. Will the Steelers get another chance here to put the touchdown on the board, or will there be a field goal? The Jets are about to attempt now that field goal against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we'll see if that goes. And it will. It's going to be 3-0 Buccaneers in the first quarter. 3-0 Jets, in the first quarter against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm Christianic for CY Interview here in Las Vegas. We're giving you live reaction and thoughts on week 3 of the NFL season. We are here for you today in Las Vegas. I'm glad to see you too, Anonymous Phil, and at the bottom there. Thank you so much for being here today with us. The Raiders have already gone down into the red zone. They're trying to put a touchdown on the board here. They will not, but they will be able to attempt a field goal to get it to 7-3. Commanders over Raiders here in the first quarter, and we'll see how that moves along here, and move forward. The Steelers get on the board against the Patriots. They're going to be up 7-0. Can the Aaron Rodgers-led Pittsburgh Steelers get to 2-1 on the NFL season? We will see in the next 3 hours. Of course, Aaron Rodgers, If you didn't watch the Netflix documentary, there's a Netflix documentary last year when Aaron Rodgers was with the New York Jets. If you'd like to learn more about the Super Bowl champion winning quarterback. So they're still reading a review here. So it looks like the Eagles did get that first down. They are now trying to score a touchdown against the Rams. It looks like that they did get into the end zone, and they did. So the Eagles are going to most likely be up 7-0 on the Rams. The extra point was good by the Pittsburgh Steelers. That is now 7-0. Early action, nothing really surprising so far. Maybe the fact that the Commanders drove quickly on the Raiders. The Raiders have looked pretty decent on defense the first couple of weeks of the NFL season, only allowing 13 points in week 1 to the New England Patriots. Week 2 on Monday Night Football, a loss to the Chargers, but division games are always a challenging one. So can the Raiders bounce back today? We will wait and see what happens. The Eagles are attempting the extra point now, and the Raiders are going to now try to get on the board and get their 3 points on the 4th and 14. You're obviously not going for that. And the Raiders get on the board, so it's now 7-3 Washington Commanders. Again, Raiders have a new group this year: Pete Carroll, Geno Smith. Can the offense be better this year for the Las Vegas Raiders? We're going to have to wait and see what happens on that. And the Atlanta Falcons are attempting almost a 50-yard field goal here against the Carolina Panthers, and it is no good. It's still no score. Falcons and Panthers early there. Division rival game again. All these games are in the first quarter. Anything's possible. The Titans are attempting a more than 50-plus yard field goal attempt, and that is going to be good. The Colts are now leading the Titans 7-3 in that game. Jalen Hurts, one of the great quarterbacks in the NFL here, as they're showing the review here. Eagles won the Super Bowl last year. I think they're obviously in a good position to end up in the Super Bowl again this year. We'll have to wait and see what happens on that front. I'm Chris Yannick. We're here giving a live reaction to all of the early games in the Week 3 NFL season schedule. There are currently 9 games going on here in Week 3 of the NFL season. Early games. There'll be some ones later today, of course. Later today, the Seahawks will play the Saints, among others. And, of course, the Bears will take on the Cowboys. Can the Cowboys get to 2-1 in the season? America's team. We'll have a chance to take a look at that later today as well. You'll be able to. If you are a diehard NFL fan, and I just want to say thank you so much for all of you being here today. We greatly appreciate it. The Bengals are now at their own 30-yard line against the Minnesota Vikings. Incomplete pass. It looks like the Bengals are going to be punting against the Vikings. Carolina Panthers now at the Falcons 40. Got a receiver wide open. They're going to be in the red zone here at the 15-yard line. We'll see if the Panthers are able to get on the board here against the Atlanta Falcons. Again, as we always talk about in the NFL, division opponents, the opponents within your division. Every NFL team, every division is composed of 4 NFL teams. There are 8 divisions. You play that team twice. That is 6 of your 18 regular season NFL games. These players know each other. They see each other throughout the NFL year, every year. So these games are usually historically more competitive as far as it goes and is concerned. So let's see how it goes. Panthers are going to be inside the 5-yard line here now, first and goal. Will the Panthers be able to get a touchdown on the board early? The Houston Texans are attempting a field goal against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that is no good. So no score still. 0-0 first quarter, Texans and Jaguars. Carolina Panthers, Bryce Young, 3rd season. Can they finally get it going with the first-round draft pick? We'll have to wait and see how that goes. It's only week 3, but the Panthers 0-2. Falcons 1-1 with a victory last week against the Minnesota Vikings. So we'll have to wait and see how can the Panthers get a win here early on. First down here, it's incomplete on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal for the Carolina Panthers here. The Green Bay Packers against the Cleveland Browns. Again, can the Green Bay Packers today get to 3-0 on the NFL season? No score there. About 9 minutes approximately left in the first quarter of play. That's where we are on that one. Question on the Panthers is that can the Panthers find something this year? Last couple of years have not been great. The benefit for the NFL now is that 7 teams get into the playoffs as compared to the 6 historically. So there is room within that wild card 7 spot to make the playoffs, but obviously starting 0-3 is really a challenging circumstance. And the Panthers are going to score a touchdown here. And it's going to, Bryce Young runs in for a rushing touchdown, a quarterback rushing touchdown, probably going to be 7-0 Falcons and Panthers here. But there is a flag. Maybe that's unsportsmanlike conduct. We're going to check that in a minute. The Colts are driving against the Tennessee Titans. The Colts are driving against the Tennessee Titans, and we'll see how that goes in a second. They're inside the 17-yard line approximately here on a running play. Going to get inside, close it looks like the 10-yard line here. There's going to be a flag, though, so we'll have to check the marker there in a minute. That's going to be on the Colts. That's going to be pushed back. Going to be a little bit tougher now for the Indianapolis Colts to get a touchdown here. We're here week 1 of the NFL season. Thank you so much all for watching. We appreciate all of you who are watching us today here on C1 Interview in Las Vegas. The Raiders are in early action against the Washington Commanders. The Commanders are currently winning 7-3, but it's only the first quarter. The Jets are up 3-0 against the Buccaneers, but the Buccaneers are going to have a chance to match them. It looks like they're already in field goal range. Thank you all for joining us today on C1 Interview. We greatly appreciate you watching and taking the time to watch us. Looks like the Colts are going to have a chance to score a touchdown with inside the 10-yard line here in the next 2 plays. It's going to be second down coming up. Indianapolis Colts, not great. Been in the playoffs a couple of years in the recent last decades, but, Colts have not been so great, obviously, since losing Andrew Luck. If they could start 3-0 this year, they'd be on their way to something pretty meaningful and probably a playoff spot. Maybe they can take that AFC South division. The Jaguars, the Titans, the Texans, and the Colts are in that one. The Washington Commanders are currently at midfield. And while Raiders are going to have to work on the defense, and they fumbled, the Commanders fumbled, and it looks like the Raiders have the football. So that's going to be a turnover, and the Raiders are going to prevent the Commanders from scoring there on their second possession. The Raiders will take over and try to get some more points on the board. The Commanders versus Raiders game is taking place, of course, down in Landover, Maryland. The Vikings against the Bengals. Bengals are going to force the Bengals are going to force the Vikings to punt. The Colts did not attempt and get that touchdown, so they're going to end up kicking a field goal here to try to go up to 10-3. This is almost like an extra point here, ladies and gentlemen, and it's good. And the Colts now lead the Titans 10-3 in the first quarter. The Rams and the Eagles. The Rams are now past the Eagles' 50-yard line. They are going to attempt to get a touchdown here. They're close to field goal range at least. Rams, Eagles, both undefeated today unless they tie in overtime, which is not mathematically likely in the NFL. One of these teams is going to start the year with 3 wins and no losses, which is a great start for an NFL team. If you can start the year 3-0, you're on the way. You've got some room for error. The only team, of course, that's ever gone undefeated during the NFL season is the 1972 Miami Dolphins. The Patriots lost the Super Bowl against the Giants. Many of you remember, the famous catch from David Tyreek that led to the Giants beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Was the only loss the Patriots had that year. I believe they finished 19-1. The Jacksonville Jaguars have 1 win this year, have 1 loss. They're playing the Texans. They're inside the red zone right now. We shall see what happens on that front. Can the Jacksonville Jaguars get to 2-1 on the year? The Texans starting 0-3, historically have been a playoff team in the last decade, a couple of years. They starting 0-3 would not be a good start for the Houston Texans. Really, if you end up beginning the season 0-3, it's a lot harder to make up that deficit to get to the playoffs. So we shall see if the Houston Texans can find a way to win today. Jaguars are now at the 12-yard line. They have 2 more downs to end up getting the touchdown here. If not, they're gonna have to settle for 3. Raiders are back at it. Geno Smith, again, impressive years at Seattle. Seahawks went to the playoffs. Pete Carroll left the Seahawks a couple of years, finishing in January of 2024. Now he's the head coach of the Raiders. Geno Smith and Pete Carroll reunited. Can the Raiders find a way to make the playoffs this year? Possible. Get to 2-1 today. You're off to a pretty good start. Have to wait and see what happens. Raiders have a very tough schedule this year. Of course, you got to play the Chiefs twice and the Chargers, and the Broncos are improved too. All 3 of those teams last year made the NFL playoffs. The Raiders were the lone one in that division that did not make the NFL playoffs, which is not a mathematically common thing to see. The Raiders, to see 3 teams from an NFL division make the playoffs. Usually 2 at most, since there's only 7 teams that can get in from each conference, both the AFC and the NFC. The Bucs are trying to match at least the Jets, if not get 7 points here. Let's wait and see what happens with that. And of course, the Jaguars are still trying to get a touchdown here. Moving along on that front. Thank you all again for watching today. This is C-Line Review here in Las Vegas. We're reviewing and giving you real reactions in real time of the NFL Week 3 season. Who do I think is heating up this season? Well, the Green Bay Packers are 2-0 so far. They've looked good. Philadelphia Eagles have looked good. They're 2-0. The Buffalo Bills are 3-0 after winning on Thursday night against the Miami Dolphins. Bills, Packers, and Eagles all looking good. If the Buccaneers can win today against the New York Jets, they'd be 3-0 as well. I think those are the teams that are looking great so far. It's too early to tell. I always like to say that you've got to watch the first 4 weeks of the NFL season before you really have an idea about who these teams actually really, really, really are. So let's wait and see what happens to next week. And then we'll give you some more thoughts. And then again, we're going to do more NFL thoughts this year, NFL videos, college football every week with Lane, of course, who does his great Bearcat Bites newsletter. Of course, Bearcat Bites on Twitter. Go check him out. Sam Houston had a tough game yesterday against Texas, to be expected. But, when you're playing one of the top 5 college football teams in the nation, always going to be challenging. So Jaguars got on the board. They're going to be up 7-0 against the Houston Texans. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have 3rd and forever here at midfield. Can they get enough yards to get into field goal range? And it looks like we are going to see a 52-yard field goal attempt, I imagine, probably coming up here from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers today are wearing their old school uniforms. And the Cincinnati Bengals get intercepted in the red zone, and the Minnesota Vikings get a defensive touchdown. The Vikings are now up 14-0. And we're going to get that. It's going to be actually a 54-yard field goal. If you remember anything, that it's 17 yards. So if it's from 37 plus 17 equals 54, and that field goal is going to be good. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be tied with the New York Jets 3-3 in the first quarter. Here, I'm Krishianik from C-Line Review here in Las Vegas. We're giving you thoughts on week 1 of the NFL season. To the left of me is Orange, the C-Line Review cat, sleeping on the C-Line Review desk, as he'll be here listening and hearing all of our great NFL action from week 3 of the NFL season. Thank you so much for paying attention. We're going to take a quick pause here for about a minute, and we'll be right back here with you. So here's some scoring updates for you. Eagles 7, Rams 3. The Colts are beating the Titans 10-3 right now. Rams and Eagles are probably the best game for the early slate here of week 3 because they're both undefeated. I imagine that both of these teams will be in the playoffs. The Atlanta Falcons, not looking great early against the Carolina Panthers. But they're going to be in luck because the Carolina Panthers just fumbled the punt. So the Falcons have a chance to put some points on the board here in the first quarter. If you're the Atlanta Falcons, you really want to get some points on the board here to increase momentum. Thank you to the more than close dozen people here who are watching us with us today. The NFL Live Week 3 reaction from the early games. Of course, when we get to halftime, there'll be a little intermediate break in between. We'll keep the feed going, but we're still about an hour away from that. Can the Falcons get to 2-1 on the year? A lot of people think that the Atlanta Falcons are improved this year, that the defense has improved this year. Have they improved? It's too early to tell. We'll have to wait and see on that front. Going to have a very tough third down here. Third and about probably 12, 13. Can they get into field goal range? They're probably on the cusp of field goal range here, but not close. Green Bay Packers just past midfield here against the Cleveland Browns. Still no score. Can the Packers get to 3-0 on the NFL year behind Jordan Love, the Packers quarterback? We shall see. Thank you all again for joining us here. Week 3 of the NFL season. As we give you live reactions in real time to nine NFL games going on currently here as we're in the early part of the NFL season. But again, if you fall to 0-3 today, you're probably not going to be playing in the playoffs. Falcons have a very third long here. They are throwing, and that's going to be incomplete. That is going to be an attempted very long field goal or a punt here. We shall see what the Falcons have in mind here. But the Panthers are looking better today on defense early on in the first quarter here. Penix Jr. the Falcons quarterback was not able to convert that first down. So will the Falcons attempt a long field goal here? We'll see here in about a couple of seconds. It looks like they're going to. Tempt here is going to be, I can't imagine this is less than, it looks like it's going to be a 55-yard field goal, which, NFL kickers are expected to make long attempts like that. So let's take a look and see. The kick is up and good. It's not going to be good, unfortunately. That is 2 missed field goals for the Falcons today. Still 7-0 Carolina Panthers. Falcons could have 6 points on the board right now, but 2 missed field goals by their kicker, Romo, leaves it at 7-0. Green Bay Packers here, back trying to get on the board against the Cleveland Browns. Let's have a wait and see. It's going to be about 3rd and 2 upcoming. If not, they're in field goal range. They don't want to obviously kick a field goal, but they are in field goal range. They're on about a 4-yard pass. Jets, Buccaneers again, scoring update. That game is tied at 3. They're past midfield, about 10 yards away from field goal range. But the Jets are playing competitive ball today with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we're back to the Packers and the Browns. Packers 3rd and 3 here from about approximately the 32-yard line. And let's see if they're able to pick up the first down. They will. They're close to the red zone, just outside the red zone. Again, in the NFL, the red zone is 20 yards away from scoring a touchdown from the end zone. The end zone, of course, grants you 6 points plus an extra point, which can be 7. And the New York Jets are within striking distance of the red zone. They're approximately the 27-yard line against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Christianic here, CY interview in Las Vegas. Again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Keep up with everything we have going on here in Las Vegas. We are talking Week 3 live NFL season here on CY Interview. Thank you so much, as always, for joining us today. We appreciate all of you from across the world in the United States who are watching the NFL today and are here with us. There are 10 of you in the room, and we appreciate each and one of you. They're back to 11 here in the room. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to be here again for at least another approximately 2.5 to 3 hours, giving you thoughts on the NFL season as it moves along here, or as long as the tablet lasts, which it should. And the Jets, Jets got to win today if they have any chance probably of making the playoffs. Again, if you start the season 0-3, as I've talked about the last couple of months, it's not going to be a couple minutes. It's not going to be it's going to be an uphill climb to make the NFL playoffs. Green Bay Packers here, approximately 15-yard line. It's going to be second and moving to third down, probably about 3rd and 5. Packers will probably take that. They got to do one more play before the end of the first quarter here. There's no score at the dog pound in Cleveland. Which team will have the biggest comeback this week? Well, it's too early to tell right now, but if we were just looking at scores in general, it would be the Atlanta Falcons, who are down 7-0 to the Panthers. They better find a way to continue that defense, or the Carolina Panthers will probably get their first win of the season. The Los Angeles Rams get on the board with a almost 50-plus yard touchdown. They're now beating the Philadelphia Eagles 9-7 with a pending extra point. Davante Adams, longtime NFL wide receiver, gets that touchdown from Matthew Stafford. 50 yards there, pretty impressive. 10-7 Philadelphia Eagles right now. Well, as far as what team might finish with the most yards today, the Rams have a good chance, obviously. If that game continues to be high scoring. There's no score as we go to the second quarter. The Browns and the Packers. Here's a couple of score updates for you. The Pittsburgh Steelers are beating the New England Patriots still 7-0. The Jacksonville Jaguars are beating the Houston Texans 7-0. Titans are still up the Colts are still up 10-3 on the Titans. All still in the first quarter. We're winding down the first quarter here. We're going to be moving to the second quarter here in the week 3 early games of the NFL season. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Obviously, the drama comes in the fourth quarter. When we get to the fourth quarter in those last couple of minutes when these games are close, where there could be last-minute field goal attempts and touchdown attempts, when we get to the 2-minute warning. But we're way far away from that. We're already here still in the first quarter of the NFL, week 3. The Steelers are driving again. They're at the 30-yard line. The Patriots last week defeated the Miami Dolphins. Either the Steelers or the Patriots have a chance to get to 2-1 on the NFL season. We'll have to wait and see what happens on that. The Colts, again, are driving against the Titans. Colts can get to 3-0 on the NFL season if they end up winning today. I don't know if a lot of people had the Colts on their bingo card being 3-0 to begin, but would be a very impressive start. I think if you were looking at all the teams in the NFL the first 3 weeks, say who's most likely to go 3-0, the Colts are not going to be the ones that people are going to be naming. Of course, they probably would have named the Eagles. They would have named the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are 3-0 after a win against the Miami Dolphins on Thursday Night Football on that game. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm Krishanik. We're watching Week 3 live, NFL early games here in Las Vegas. It is 10:37 a.m., 1:37 p.m. on the East Coast. For those of you who got up early with us this morning, wherever you are, the evening, wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for being here with us. And we're going to take a 30-second pause as we get some more updates here. Thank you so much for being in the room today. It's week 3 of the NFL season. C1 Interview here is live today, giving you live reaction from all of 9 NFL games going on right now in the early slate of the NFL season. The Washington Commanders are attempting a field goal now against our hometown team, Las Vegas Raiders. And we'll see if they're able to make it. The kick is up. It is not good. And the Raiders escape on defense there. It is still 7-3. Washington Commanders over the Las Vegas Raiders. Pete Carroll, very pumped up, it seems to be, being the new head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders this year. The Raiders are trying to get back to the playoffs this year. The Colts are inside the 10-yard line here against the Tennessee Titans. Can the Colts get to 3-0. That's one of the big storylines we've been talking about here today, is can the Colts get to 3-0? If they're able to get a touchdown here, they'll be up 2 scores. They'll be up 17-3. Titans would have to overcome a big deficit to end up beating the Colts this week if they end up being down here. But again, it's only the first quarter for most of these games. Some of them have moved to the second quarter. We are here watching week 3 of the NFL season in the early slate games here. Thank you so much for being here wherever you are in the world. The Colts are at about the approximate 1-yard line. They're going to have 2 more plays before 4th and goal here. And there's a penalty flag in the Steelers and the Patriots. We're going to check the penalty. It looks like it's going to be on the Patriots here. And the Steelers are going to get an automatic first down. We'll have to wait and see. The Steelers have got to be close to red zone. Aaron Rodgers, the new Aaron Rodgers-led Pittsburgh Steelers here, moving along, trying to get to the point where they can get back and can be Super Bowl competitive. Can the Aaron Rodgers Pittsburgh Steelers lead them to the Super Bowl? Too early to tell in the season, but with the Chiefs 0-2, I think the door is wide open. I think the AFC is wide open right now. Chiefs have got to beat the New York Giants tonight on Sunday Night Football, or they're going to be 0-3 to start the season with Patrick Mahomes. So that game, of course, will be on NBC later this evening. The Titans are going to have a fresh set of downs, it looks like. And as I said, the Steelers are inside the 20-yard line. They're about the approximately 13-yard line. We'll see what happens. Again, questions, comments on week 3 early games of the NFL season, feel free to leave those in the comment section below. And if we continue to get positive traction, we'll continue to do these every week. We hope to. Thank you so much for being here with us today. C1 interview in Las Vegas again. Go check out the channel. We're doing our weekly college football predictions with Lane, Bearcat Bites. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please watch our videos. Go to our playlist. We have one with C1 interview conversations where we talk with people from all subjects and backgrounds. And of course, we've got the CY Las Vegas one, which covers stories, news, interviews, and personalities on everything Las Vegas. The Pittsburgh Steelers get a passing touchdown, it looks like, from Aaron Rodgers. They're going to go up here 14-0. That is Aaron Rodgers' 509th career passing touchdown. Now, that is the 4th most in NFL history, which passes, of course, Brett Favre, who also played for the Green Bay Packers and New York Jets and Minnesota Vikings. Of course, Aaron Rodgers played for both the Packers and the Jets as well. He's now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's his 3rd NFL team. The Steelers are going to go up 14-0 here. Here are some scoring updates for you early on. The Minnesota Vikings are still up against the Cincinnati Bengals, 14-0. Aaron Rodgers would have to throw 31 more touchdown passes to surpass Peyton Manning for 3rd all-time for quarterbacks with the most passing touchdowns. That's what the statistic is showing down here in our corner. So Green Bay Packers trying to score still. They're going to be attempting a field goal here upcoming, and they'll be going for a 3-0 lead, and they're up. The Green Bay Packers are now up on the Cleveland Browns 3-0. That is early on in the second quarter. They're about 13 minutes approximately from halftime. I'm Chris Shandek. It's week 3 of the NFL season. We're here giving you live updates on currently 9 NFL games. The New York Jets have responded against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're now in the second quarter. It is 6-3 Jets over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the most surprising thing, again, from the early slate of the Week 3 NFL games is the Indianapolis Colts offense, which they're looking like they're going to be up 17-3 here in a minute. The Cleveland Browns are at midfield against the Green Bay Packers. They're at the approximate 45-yard line right now. Can the Browns get their first win of the year? Really need to. Again, falling to 0 wins and 3 losses to begin the NFL season is not a formula for making the NFL playoffs. Fortunately, It is still 7-3 Commanders against the Raiders. They're about done with the first quarter. Commanders and Raiders looks like that's going to be maybe one of the last early games that finishes. We get here. Quite an amazing feat right now. How slow that game is going. Browns are at midfield approximately against the Green Bay Packers. Probably need to get a first down here, and they're not going to. Joe Flacco throws it outside the pocket. Joe Flacco continuing to, one of the oldest NFL quarterbacks right now. Might be the oldest. We'd have to look that up. Joe Flacco still playing in the NFL, of course, played for many years with the Baltimore Ravens, and then has been played for a couple of years with the Cleveland Browns. He also was with the Indianapolis Colts for a year. Looks like we're going to have offsetting penalties in the Green Bay Packers Cleveland Browns game, which means that the Browns are going to be able to attempt another third down here. And we'll see if they're able to get into the scoring range to possibly at least tie the Green Bay Packers here. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are past midfield. They're in a good chance to get up some scoring points here against the New York Jets. That game, of course, is taking place down in sunny Tampa, Florida today. Of course, Florida has 3 football teams, the Miami Dolphins, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and of course the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Jacksonville Jaguars are playing right now against the Houston Texans in Jacksonville, Florida as well. So you got 2 of the 3 Florida NFL teams playing. And of course, unfortunately, Joe Flacco was sacked for the Cleveland Browns. So the Green Bay Packers are going to be able to force a punt here. And they're going to get the ball back. And the Browns are not going to score any points on that possession. Scoring updates, it is still 7-0 Carolina Panthers against the Atlanta Falcons early on in the second quarter there. The Falcons have the ball. They're going to need a first down here to continue this possession. They're going to have to punt the football. And the Falcons are going to be able to pick up that first down. They're going to be approximately at midfield, the 45-yard line of the Carolina Panthers. Going to another 45-yard line, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are at the 45-yard line of the New York Jets. Got Baker Mayfield stepping up in the pocket. They're going to be inside the 30 approximately. They're going to be at the 30-yard line approximately. So they're going to have a chance to score at least a field goal against the New York Jets. I'm Chris Shanek. We're here in Las Vegas today. We're giving you live reaction to Week 3 of the early NFL games. There are currently 9 games going on. We're going to go back to the Atlanta Falcons. They're at the 45-yard line of the Carolina Panthers. Penix Jr. is back in the pocket, and he'll throw about a -1 yard, maybe line of scrimmage play. No passing yards on that one. The Rams are trying to build on their lead against the Philadelphia Eagles. They have the football again. It is 10-7 Rams against the Philadelphia Eagles early on there. And the Buccaneers are inside the red zone. Again, the red zone is inside the 20-yard line. They're at the 5-yard line, actually. And the Buccaneers will get a touchdown. And they are now leading the New York Jets 9-6 with the extra point pending. Mike Evans, longtime Tampa Bay wide receiver Mike Evans, caught that touchdown pass from Baker Mayfield. It is going to be 10-6 here in a minute, pending the extra point. Threw it right to him. I mean, that was like basically single coverage football. I like to call that the curl flats play. If you know anything about football playbooks, I'd call that the curl flats, where the wide receiver is on the line and then he moves to the opposite direction, but then he comes back closer to the quarterback. The quarterback throws it right in there, and it's an easy single coverage touchdown potential possibility. The Atlanta Falcons are here at midfield. It is 3rd and 8. I doubt they're going to be attempting another field goal attempt here. Hello, NFL live stream on Screen Variety. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are giving thoughts on Week 3 live reaction of the early NFL games. Thank you so much for joining us today. Who are you an NFL fan with? Let us know in the chat section. We really appreciate you coming in today, taking the time to watch us. It looks like the Atlanta Falcons are probably going to punt the football here. A missed opportunity to get a first down here. Penix Jr. misses the wide receiver there, unfortunately. I'm going to guess the Falcons are punting here. I don't think that they're going for it. It looks like they're off the field. I can't imagine they're attempting a 60-plus yard field goal, and I'm going to be proven right. So we are going to have them punting. The Panthers most likely are going to be deep within their territory. 7-0 Carolina Panthers against the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons really need to develop some offense here. That's probably going to be a low-scoring game, it looks like, if it continues in that fortune. Only 7-0 still, but Falcons need to start working on their offense. The Rams are looking like they're going to have another opportunity to score here. They're at the approximate 23-yard line, going to be first down, it looks like. Green Bay Packers deep in their own zone now, getting the ball back against the Cleveland Browns. It's still only 3-0 Packers there. It's about 10 minutes left until the halftime there. Rams, again, if they could go up 17-7 here against the Eagles, be a pretty impressive start. I think a lot of people expected the Eagles to win today. Rams last week, of course, won on the road against the Tennessee Titans. Titans may be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. Still early to tell, but if they lose today against the Colts, the Titans would be 0-3 to start the NFL season. Chris Yannick, we're here in Las Vegas. We're giving you thoughts on Week 3 of the NFL season. The Washington Commanders are at approximately midfield. They got the ball back against the Raiders. Have to wait and see what happens on that front. Patriots are trying to move the ball. They're within scoring range, close to the red zone here against the Steelers. The Patriots are currently down to the Aaron Rodgers-led Steelers, 14-0 on the 14-0 right now. The Patriots trying to get on the board here. Can the Patriots get on the board? If they don't get this 3rd and 4, I imagine they will kick the field goal to try to get some points on the board. Let's see what happens. The Patriots, there's going to be a penalty flag there. There is going to be a penalty flag, probably on the Steelers defender there, which means that the Patriots are going to have 1st and goal. Of course, quarterback May, in his 2nd year for the Patriots, Drake May, I believe, trying to get the Patriots on the board here. That's going to be a pass interference call on the Steelers defense, which will make it 1st and goal for the New England Patriots here against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We shall see what ends up happening. I'm Christianic here, C1RB Las Vegas. Again, if you're just joining us, we are giving Week 3 live reactions to the early 9 NFL games going on here. It is 1st and goal for the New England Patriots. And the Patriots will get on the board with a touchdown, making it 14-6. They threw it to their tight end, Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry, of course, the famous tight end from Arkansas. It just got on the board for the New England Patriots. The Los Angeles Rams, 3 yards away from scoring a touchdown here against the Philadelphia Eagles. It's going to be 3rd and goal for the Los Angeles Rams here. If they're not able to get it, I imagine, my opinion, probably kick the field goal, but maybe if you're the Rams, maybe you're in the risk mode of let's go for it on 4th and goal and let's roll the dice. It is the Philadelphia Eagles. See if they're going to need that, and they're not going to because they get on the board. The Los Angeles Rams early on, Kyren Williams, running back for the Rams, scores there. That score is going to be 16-7. Thank you, NFL live stream from Screen Variety. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you coming in. Where are you from? What's your favorite NFL team? Let us know in the comments section. Thanks for watching today. Really appreciate you taking the time. It looks like there's going to be a holding penalty. So maybe that Rams touchdown is not going to count, it looks like here. So we got ahead of ourselves a little bit. Was there a holding penalty? We're going to have to see. I think there was. Just give us a minute. probably the Rams are going to have to reattempt to get that touchdown. And it looks like they are. It's going to be 3rd and goal again. So it's to wipe that touchdown off the board. It's still 10-7 Rams against the Eagles. They will have to try to attempt to get that score again here. Again, it's Chris Shandick here in Las Vegas. We are talking with you today about week 3 of the NFL season. We're watching the games here right in front of our computer in real time as you guys are watching us here live from Las Vegas. And Orange the C100 Cat is taking a nap next to us here on the left. Maybe he'll make an appearance in the next couple of hours. We'll see if he's going to be sleeping for the next couple of hours. But we're here. Matthew Stafford's back in the pocket here, trying to get a touchdown for the Rams, and that's incomplete. I expect that the Rams are now going to be kicking a field goal here. They probably will not be attempting a touchdown. Scoring updated is 17-3 Colts over the Titans. The Titans currently have the football at approximately midfield here. Really got to get it moving if you're the Tennessee Titans here. Really got to get a score on this one if you're the Titans here. So, Matthew Stafford really just could not get to his wide receiver there on 3rd down. So, again, as I predicted, the Rams are going to kick a field goal. Joshua Carty is going to attempt an approximately 28-yard field goal attempt, which is like an extra point in the NFL. It's up and good. It's now 13-7 Rams. That is the official live score on the Rams and Eagles game. It is 13-7 Los Angeles Rams. Still 3-0 Packers. Jordan Love goes down and got sacked. The Browns are going to get the football back. I think a lot of people expected the Packers would make easy work of the Cleveland Browns today. That is not the case so far. It is 3-0 Green Bay Packers against the Cleveland Browns as they get closer to halftime. About 7 minutes away now, approximately 8 minutes approximately away there. The offensive line for the Packers was not great on that play. Let's just put it like that. Did not protect Jordan Love there very well. And the Jets went forward on 4th and 1 at their own approximately 43-yard line. They did not get it. So the Buccaneers are going to have a short field here in the attempt to end up getting a touchdown here or a field goal. The Titans are attempting a field goal. It is up and good. The Colts are now leading the Titans 17-6, still 11 minutes until halftime there. That game is going very slow moving. The Washington Commanders are now attempting a field goal against the Las Vegas Raiders. That's going to be up and good. Our hometown team, Las Vegas Raiders, are now down 10-3. The Jacksonville Jaguars scoring update are leading the Houston Texans 7-0. In the second quarter, there is 10 minutes and 30 seconds left remaining there until halftime. I'm Chris Shandick for CY Interview. Again, go over to the main channel if you haven't watched some of our live ones. Of course, please go over and watch the anthology with former Washington State, Mississippi State, and Texas Tech head football coach Mike Leach. 8 hours. We interviewed Washington State head football coach, Mississippi State head football coach, and Texas Tech head football coach, New York Times bestselling author Mike Leach 27 times. If you love college football or if you love football in general, go listen to our 8-hour CY interview with Washington State head football coach Mike Leach. I'm Chris Shandick for CY Interview. We're here in Las Vegas. We're live, 58 minutes into the feed today. Thank you so much for everybody who's here today. We are watching, again, Week 3 live reactions for the early NFL games here in Las Vegas. 58 minutes in. We hope that you are enjoying this as much as we are. NFL season is here. Can the Raiders get back to the playoffs? Our hometown team, it is absolutely possible. I'd love to see them win today against the Commanders. That put them 2-1. Teams who are on the outs of making the playoffs, the Miami Dolphins, unfortunately, have started the year 0-3 after losing to the Buffalo Bills on Thursday night. The Jacksonville Jaguars are at approximately, the Houston Texans are approximately at the 30-yard line. Here's some scoring updates for you. Carolina Panthers 7, Falcons nothing. Packers are still up 3-0. Jaguars are up. The Minnesota Vikings are doing very well against the Cincinnati Bengals. It's 14-0 Vikings. And again, 10-3 Commanders over the Raiders, 10-6 Buccaneers over the Jets, 17-6 Colts over the Titans. Texans have a chance here to match the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's 7-0. Of course, that game is taking place in Jacksonville, Florida. And they're not going to get it on second down. It's going to be approximately 3rd and 2 coming up for the Houston Texans. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are working with a short field here, but it's 3rd and 3 from their own 37-yard line. Baker Mayfield hands it off to the running back, and they are going to get that first down. Buccaneers will continue their drive here at approximately the 27-yard line. But there is a flag on the play. So that could be offensive holding. Have to take a look at that. The Jaguars are going to convert their first down, and they're going to have a chance to. It is a play on the offensive penalty, so you can wipe out that first down for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're now out of field goal range. They're going to have to pick up some yards here, and they're going to have to pass about a 20-yard pass if they're going to want to get the first down here. I'm Chris Yannick. We're here in Las Vegas. We are reacting to Week 3 of the NFL season, live games. Thank you so much for being here. NFL live stream on Screen Valley, Anonymous Villain, William Quintana. Thank you all for being here among all the other members who are watching today. The NFL season take place. I think we're all excited in America that NFL season is back. We got 15 more weeks of this, but we're moving along and we're enjoying it very much. So there's a fumble on the play, and the Buccaneers will recover the football. It could have been incomplete. I think they're ruling it that was incomplete, but I think it was a fumble. But 4th and 13 now for the Buccaneers, probably not in field goal range. The New York Jets, by choosing to try to go for it on that last possession, are not probably going to face any scoring points on that possession from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're saying it's an incomplete pass. I don't know about that one. That could have been a fumble. But whether that being said, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are not going to probably pick up some points unless they're going to attempt a very long field goal here. We'll see that in a minute. The Jacksonville Jaguars are continuing to drive. We're here live, Week 3 of the NFL season. We're giving thoughts and live reactions to all 9 games. Those of you who are in the room, thank you so much for joining us. I see some of you coming in. Thank you so much. We're so grateful that you're here with us, watching with us. We are an hour into this feed. We've got about another 2.5 hours to go of this. We're almost at halftime. A lot of these games. The Minnesota Vikings are attempting to go up 21-0 here against the Cincinnati Bengals. Get a touchdown here, and you're probably winning. But it looks like there could have been an interception. They're ruling it an incomplete pass, so the Vikings are going to attempt a field goal to go up 17-0. We're going to pause for a 30-second break. Chris Yannick here in CY Interview in Las Vegas. We're talking about live reactions to 9 games going on here in Week 3 of the NFL season, early slate. The Minnesota Vikings are now going to attempt that field goal to go up 17-0 against the Cincinnati Bengals, and it looks like it's good. 17-0 Minnesota Vikings over the Bengals. I think if you were going to predict one of the early teams to probably win today, probably going to be the Minnesota Vikings. Is that game over yet? No, but not looking good so far from the Cincinnati Bengals offense. The Houston Texans, incomplete pass. They're going to probably attempt now about a 25-yard field goal attempt. I don't think they're going for it. Do not think they're going for it. Patriots and Steelers. Steelers have the ball. It's 14-7 Pittsburgh Steelers over the New England Patriots. Aaron Rodgers is here trying to get a first down, cannot get it. He'll be punting. And the Patriots are going to get the ball back. There's about 6 minutes left in that second quarter. Texans are going to attempt a 27-yard field goal attempt. This is like, the highlights. Well, ESPN will have the highlights later today, obviously. They show some of the scoring plays in real time if you go to their live feed or their scoring feed. The Carolina Panthers are attempting a long field goal attempt, and it is going to be good. It is 10-0 Carolina Panthers against the Atlanta Falcons. 5 minutes and 24 seconds until the halftime there. Falcons better get on the board here. Not looking good for the Atlanta Falcons early on. Division road games, as I always tell you, not easy in the NFL. Is it surprising the Panthers are winning today? Probably not. But I'll have to wait and see what happens on that front. I'm Chris Yannick from CY Interview. We're here giving you live reaction to Week 3 of the NFL season in real time. Packers have the ball back against the Browns. 4 minutes until halftime. They are outside of scoring range, unless you're attempting a long field goal attempt. Jordan Love getting sacked again. The Green Bay Packers offensive line is not protecting Aaron Rodgers well today. That is the second time in the last two series that Aaron Rodgers has been sacked. The Browns defense is getting some impressive looks. Got to put some points on the board, obviously, but they are not doing well right now. Outside of field goal range, probably need to get about 10 yards approximately on this 3rd and 15 if you're going to attempt a field goal. The Patriots, 4th and 1, are going for it and get it from their own 15-yard line. What a risk. The Patriots continue to have the ball against the Pittsburgh Steelers here. Steelers, of course, winning 14-7. Can the Packers get something here? They're going to get something. They are still about 56 yards away for a field goal attempt. There's a flag on the play. Could be block in the back, a holding penalty. Let's check the flag, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I think they're going back, so it's probably going to be on the Packers here, which means they're not in field goal range. Now it's going to be 3rd and forever coming up for the Green Bay Packers, unless the Cleveland Browns want to decline the penalty, put it at 4th down. So it was illegal hands to the face on the offense, and they are going to repeat 3rd down. So the Browns did accept the penalty. Las Vegas Raiders, the hometown Las Vegas Raiders hometown team is at the 37-yard line of the Commanders, 1st down. Can the Raiders match the Commanders? It's 10-3 Commanders currently in the second quarter. Game is taking place in Landover, Maryland. Can the Raiders get there? Geno Smith, a much improved quarterback option compared to some of the options last year. Of course, Aiden O'Connell did the best he could. He's injured right now. He could possibly be a good quarterback for the future for the Raiders. We got a chance to meet him at the NFL Experience when the Super Bowl was here back in 2024. Really nice guy, but we'll wait and see what happens on that front. But Geno Smith is leading the Raiders to silver and black right now. The Green Bay Packers, 3rd and forever, 3rd and 22. Can they get back into field goal range at least? And again, the Green Bay Packers offensive line not protecting Jordan Love. Packers get sacked again. Second sack on this possession. They're going to be punting now. 3-0 Green Bay. Looks like that'll probably be the score going to halftime. The way that these games are going, it looks like the Green Bay Packers and the Cleveland Browns are probably going to be the one finishing first. We are getting close to halftime here. Well, it looks like the Vikings had to attempt that field goal again due to some penalty issues. So now it is officially 17-0 over the Bengals, I guess. There was I don't know what happened there. That was odd. Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. We are here. 10 of you are in the room. 11 of you are with us. We are watching Week 3 live reactions to the NFL games here in real time. We're giving you thoughts on all 9 NFL games as they go on. Thank you so much for being in the room today. We're going to be here for all of them till the end. Hopefully, as we get into the 4 o'clock stretch, we're going to be here at least for the first 9 games of the year. And then, of course, we'll keep doing this. If you keep coming, we'll keep doing this, obviously. Thank you so much for coming in today, watching the room. It's so nice to see, some of our 40,000 plus subscribers here on YouTube. Watch the NFL games with us today as we look forward to Week 3 of the NFL season continuing. The Raiders are 1st and 10. They're within scoring range now. The Las Vegas's hometown NFL team is looking to tie it up here against the Washington Commanders. It is 10-3 right now. Patriots have the ball against the Steelers. They're down 14-7. They are trying to equal that. We'll have to wait and see what happens on that front. But looking good right now. Raiders are inside the 15-yard line here. Should have been a penalty there. That seemed like a very kind of a vicious tackle. But Raiders are driving. Looks like they have a chance to make it 10-10 here. We'll have to wait and see what happens on that front. Ooh, didn't like that. Touching the helmet there. I mean, of course, the NFL is a very physical game, but didn't like that. Raiders now here 5 minutes till halftime, attempting to tie it up with the Commanders. They're going to have 3 chances at least to get close to the end zone here. Raiders are now at the 11-yard line of the Washington Commanders. Rams have the ball again against the Eagles. Eagles haven't played very well here in the first half. Rams? Are Rams a surprise of week 3 early? We'll have to wait and see. Maybe it's the Carolina Panthers who are beating the Falcons right now. But if you're the Atlanta Falcons, you need to get on the board soon. Raiders here at the 10-yard line approximately of the Washington Commanders. Geno Smith back in the pocket here. He's looking around, and he finds a wide receiver for a touchdown. And the Raiders are 1 point away. Trey Tucker catches that one. We are 1 point away from the Las Vegas Raiders tying up the game against the Washington Commanders. So the Raiders have a chance to tie this one up. Maybe go to the half tied. Raiders can still obviously win this game down in Landover, Maryland against the Washington Commanders. Nice touchdown pass, wide open there. Gets both feet in, 2 feet. Remember, you have to have both feet in when you're catching a ball in the NFL to get a touchdown. It's 1 foot in college. It's 2 foot in the pros. The Los Angeles Rams have made another field goal. It is 16-7 Rams over the Eagles now. The Bengals first and forever finally driving. They're at the approximate Minnesota Viking 27-yard line right now. Chris Janik for C. Waterby here in Las Vegas. We're giving you live reaction to the early 9 NFL games going on. We are getting near halftime for most of them. And we'll have to see who is going to get to 3-0, who's going to 0-3, and who's going to 2-1 today, and who will be 1-2. Those are the scenarios that we're looking at for the early games. The Buccaneers update score, have the football. They are beating the New York Jets 10-6. They hold on there. They will be 3-0 on the NFL season. The New York Jets would be 0-3, joining the Miami Dolphins in last place in the AFC East. If you're new here, thank you for coming in. NFL Live streamer on Screen Variety, thank you for being here as well. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you for watching the NFL games with us today, wherever you are in the world. We appreciate you being in the room with us. The Minnesota Vikings prevent the Cincinnati Bengals from being able to get a touchdown there. It looks like the Bengals are going to be attempting a field goal here. We'll see what the field goal attempt is for the Bengals in a minute. The Cincinnati Bengals, who of course are in the AFC North. Baker Mayfield just got sacked, and there's a fumble on the play. The Buccaneers are fortunate to recover that football, and they'll be punting the football back to the New York Jets. Here's the Bengals' 45-yard field goal attempt, and that is good. The Bengals get on the board, 17-3, excuse me. I think the Atlanta Falcons are the only team that has not put a score on the board here yet in the early NFL games. The Atlanta Falcons need to do something soon, or they're not going to beat the Carolina Panthers today. Still 7-3, Jacksonville Jaguars over the Houston Texans. The Texans have the football back at approximately midfield. It looks like there's an altercation. There's a little commotion among both teams here, and there's a penalty flag. This is, again, a division game. You know, when you've got division games, there's a lot more heated rivalry, heated emotions going on because you play these teams 2 times a year. So when you got heated emotions going on in the NFL with division games, you know, there's a lot more chance for physical confrontation going on. So that's what that is. Where are you from, NFL Livestream? Patriots are here. Let's just pull up something. We're going to pull something up on the scorecard here, guys. Just give me a second. I'm going to open another tab, okay, on the computer. I don't think I'm going to lose you. We're still here. Let's pull up something else so we can see some other stuff in real time here. I got to put that on mute. I got to put you on mute for a second. I'll be right back. Really appreciate you being here. We're talking in real time about We're talking real time NFL Week 3 games. We're giving our thoughts on them as they happen in real time here. I'm Krishanik, C1 Review in Las Vegas. Thank you so much for being here. We greatly appreciate it. Really, really, really appreciate you being here with us. And please stay with us for the next 2.5 hours as we give our thoughts on so many of the different NFL games and predictions and previews of everything going on today. We'll get some thoughts as we get to halftime here. We'll get some thoughts on some of the other games as well. Currently, going down the list of scores, it's 10-0 Carolina Panthers over the Atlanta Falcons. It is 14-7 Pittsburgh Steelers over the New England Patriots, 10-6 Buccaneers over the Bengals, over the Jets, excuse me. And it's still 3-0 Green Bay Packers over the Cleveland Browns. That game is probably the closest one to halftime here. Browns have a good chance to upset the Packers today. You know, we talked early on in this feed about, to me, one of the biggest storylines of the early NFL Week 3 games was, can the Green Bay Packers get to 3-0 against the Cleveland Browns? And the Browns are about midfield here. They're going to have a chance to potentially get a score here. They're going to need some effort here, though, but we'll see what happens. Commanders and Raiders are tied 10-10. Las Vegas Raiders, Las Vegas' hometown team, and the Commanders are about to score a touchdown, so the Raiders are going to be down again, looks like, and they will be, and the Commanders score. Unfortunately, it's now 16-10. Jeremy Nichols, running back, I believe he's from Boise State. Check that for me. I believe Jeremy Nichols is from Boise State. Could be wrong about that, but he just scored for the Washington Commanders. It is 16-10. 16-10. Washington Commanders over the Las Vegas Raiders. The Green Bay Packers intercept the Cleveland Browns to end the half. It's probably going to be 3-0 Packers going to the half. Again, I think the Indianapolis Colts are probably the team that has surprised most. It looks like they're going to be going to 3-0. Again, they are beating the Titans right now. The last time we checked, 17-6 going to the half. I think the Colts are probably the most surprising team. And if the Rams were able to beat the Philadelphia Eagles today, I think that would be pretty surprising as well. And thank you all again for being here with us today. We greatly appreciate it. So to update you all, the Atlanta Falcons will be getting the football back with about a minute before the half to try to get some points. They're the only team, I believe, that has not scored yet in the NFL in the early NFL. I'm Krishanik, C1 Interview. We're here in Las Vegas. We're giving you live reaction to the 9 NFL games currently going on here in the United States of America. Thank you for joining us from all across the world. We really appreciate you coming here and taking time out of your Sunday, wherever you are in the world, to watch the NFL. And let me give you live reaction to what's going on here in the entertainment capital of the world from the NFL games all across the United States of America. Currently, the New England Patriots have a chance to tie the game up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The score is 14-7 Steelers. The Patriots are at the 6-yard line of the Steelers. Let's see what happens here. It's 1st and goal. Looks like the Steelers are going to be offsides, so it's going to move it a little bit closer for the Patriots to have a chance to end up getting the touchdown here. Again, it's 14-7. Here are some update live scores. The Las Vegas' hometown team is now down 17-10 to the Washington Commanders as they near halftime. And it is a penalty on the Steelers, as we expected, encroachment that will move it closer for the Pittsburgh Steelers against the New England Patriots. The Indianapolis Colts are attempting a field goal, which is not good this time. It is still 17-6, the Indianapolis Colts over the Tennessee Titans. They are 2 minutes away from halftime. It is halftime now in Cleveland. The Green Bay Packers are up 3-0. May is back in the pocket for the New England Patriots. He throws it up in the air. That pass is out of the end zone and incomplete. It's going to be 2nd and goal for the New England Patriots here in a moment. Thank you all for joining us today. We currently have 10 people in the room watching our NFL live reactions to nine NFL games going on. We appreciate you all being here. Some of CY Interviews 40,000 plus subscribers. Thank you for getting up with us. If you're in the West Coast of America, if it's evening across the world, thank you so much for watching our live feed today. As we comment on week 3 of the NFL season taking place in real time. Score updates: Rams 16, Eagles 7, Buccaneers 10, Jets 6. That's where we are right now. We're about an hour and 22 minutes into this live feed. Really interesting early set of games so far here. The Atlanta Falcons have 37 seconds remaining till halftime. They're trying to get on the board against the Carolina Panthers. We'll see what happens in that front. Again, I think the Falcons are the only team so far that doesn't have any points. And it's intercepted. And the New England Patriots intercept in the end zone. There will be no points for the New England Patriots. It is going to remain Pittsburgh Steelers 14, New England Patriots 7. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are inside the red zone again against the New York Jets. And they have a chance to get some more points against the Jets. The Rams, again, another field goal attempt. It is good. 19-7 Los Angeles Rams against the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are going to have to try to find something in the second half. Falcons are currently at midfield with 9 seconds left. Maybe there's a Hail Mary touchdown pass coming up for the Falcons, maybe. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be attempting a field goal. Here, it's going to be 13-6. If they make this in a minute, it's a 33-yard field goal attempt. And that kick is up and good. It's 13-6 now, Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the New York Jets. It's halftime. 10-0 Carolina Panthers over the Atlanta Falcons. Not a great start for the Atlanta Falcons. They're going to have to find something in the second half. Just not happening right now. Not a good start for the Atlanta Falcons at all. Missed opportunities in the first half with field goal attempts. Should be 10-6 or 10-3, but it's 10-0 Carolina Panthers. The Tennessee Titans are going to attempt a very long field goal attempt here before the half. It's going to be 57 yards. NFL kickers can make 57-yard field goal attempts, and it's going to be timed out. That attempt is going to have to wait an extra moment here. There's a penalty on the Titans, it looks like, which makes it mean that they're probably going to go for it now, and there probably will not be a field goal attempt. They're going to attempt a 62-yard. Wow, this is long. Nope, too far to the right or too far to the left. 17-6 still, Tennessee Titans against the 17-6 Indianapolis Colts against the Tennessee Titans, excuse me. I'm Chris Yannick for CY Interview. Most of the 9 NFL games are nearing halftime here. We are giving our live reaction to all of the 9, I count them 9 NFL games going on here in week 3 of the NFL season from the early slate. Currently scores, the Washington Commanders are beating the hometown Las Vegas Raiders 17-10. That game is taking place again in Landover, Maryland. The Raiders are on the road trying to get to 2-1 on the NFL season. Currently at halftime, the Green Bay Packers are beating the Cleveland Browns 3-0. There's that. The Pittsburgh Steelers continue to lead the New England Patriots 14-7. The Indianapolis Colts continue to lead the Tennessee Titans 17-6. The Los Angeles Rams are up on the Philadelphia Eagles 19-7. That may be the early week 3 surprise. Maybe also the fact again that the Green Bay Packers not getting enough coverage on the offensive line for Jordan Love. Got to protect your quarterback better. I think there were 3 sacks at least in the first half. There might have been more. We haven't been watching that game in its entirety, but you gotta protect your quarterback. The Jacksonville Jaguars are still leading the Houston Texans 7-3. The Colts are going to attempt to try to add some points here before the half on the road in Nashville against the Tennessee Titans. They are at the approximate 24-yard line right now. The Colts look like a real team, and they could be a contender in the AFC. Of course, it's only week 3, but if you start the season 3-0, you're in pretty good shape, winning your first 3 games out of the 18 games that every NFL team has to play. It's 3rd and 10 here, upcoming for the Indianapolis Colts. I'm Chris Yannick for CY Interview. We're here in Las Vegas giving you live reaction to the, again, week 3, 9, count them 9 NFL games going on here in real time. Raiders are going to have to punt here, unfortunately. There is only a couple seconds left in the half there. The Minnesota Vikings are beating the Cincinnati Bengals 17-3. That is a couple seconds away from the half. And every game really is about 2 minutes away from halftime if they're not at halftime already. And the Colts are going to attempt a last-second field goal attempt before the half, try to go up 20-6 here. And the field goal is good. And the Indianapolis Colts are going to be up 20-6 at halftime against the Tennessee Titans. The Bengals are trying to drive again. There are 2 minutes to the half. They're down 17-3. They have not looked great today on offense. Can they get a touchdown here? Can they get back in this game? Unfortunately not. There's a fumble on the play. The Vikings have the football, and they're going to score an offensive touchdown, and you can book it. The Minnesota Vikings are probably going to win their week 3 game. It's now 23-3, the Minnesota Vikings over the Cincinnati Bengals. you got to hold on to the football when you're in transition moving forward. If you drop that ball, the defense picks it up and they run the other way. Well, that's called a defensive touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. And that's exactly what that was. He had possession. He advanced the football. He's still up in the air. He's not on the ground when he loses the football. It's going to be 24-3, most likely, Minnesota Vikings over the Cincinnati Bengals going up. There have been some great NFL comebacks in NFL history, but to overcome 21 points in the second half, that is going to be an absolute challenge for the Cincinnati Bengals. Maybe they can get that touchdown back before the half, but they're working with 1 minute and 47 seconds here. The New York Jets have held around today against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the most part. 13-6, Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to the half. About 49 seconds left there. Game's at halftime right now. The Carolina Panthers are leading the Atlanta Falcons 10-0. The Green Bay Packers are leading the Cleveland Browns 3-0. And the Washington Commanders are going to attempt to get a field goal here before the half against our hometown team, Las Vegas Raiders. Game is taking place on Fox. Have to wait and see here. We're looking at potentially probably a 55-yard field goal for the Washington Commanders here. I expect that they're going to attempt that. Marcus Mariota was on the field for that one. He's playing today. Jaden Daniels is not playing for the Washington Commanders today. He's out with an injury. Let's see what happens here. 4 seconds left. One of the, unfortunately, staff members for the Washington Commanders was run over by Mariota as he was going out of bounds there on that last play. They are going to attempt the field goal here. Washington Commanders trying to take a 10-point lead against the hometown Las Vegas Raiders here going into the half. Is it going to be a 55-yarder? It's going to be a 56-yarder. It was off a yard there. Again, if you're at the 39, you add 17 yards to get the field goal attempt to 56 yards. He kicked it up in the air, but they called timeout before that. That would have not been good. But we're going to have a Raiders second timeout. They were trying to ice the Washington Commanders kicker there. So we're going to pause for a 30-second break here. We'll be right back as we continue our commentary on Week 3 of the NFL season. Okay, we're back. Will the Commanders go up 20-10? They're going to now attempt that 56-yard field goal. The kick is up in the air, and it is good. The Washington Commanders 20, the Las Vegas Raiders 10 at halftime. Pete Carroll and Geno Smith will have to regroup here in the second half. Still a chance for the Raiders to win, obviously, but being down 10 points at the half, you will have to start scoring some points when you get those drives in the second half. I'm Chris Shanek. We're here in Las Vegas. Thank you to all of our YouTube subscribers who are tuned in today. We are watching in real time Week 3 of the NFL season take place in real time. We're going to be here until the end of these 9 games, and we'll be back maybe next week continuing to do this. If you guys continue to show up, we'll be here. We really appreciate the opportunities and the viewership here today watching Week 3 of the NFL season with us in real time. And the Bengals, it looks like there's a flag on the play, but it looks like they may have just committed another turnover. Tough day for the Cincinnati Bengals, not looking good. Updates, the Green Bay Packers and Cleveland Browns have started the second half. They are now in the third quarter. It is 3-0 Green Bay Packers. We're about here now for another 1.5 to 2 hours. We continue to comment on Week 3 of the NFL season. And thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate it so very much. Thank you all. To go back, who are the surprises this year so far in the NFL season? Maybe the Los Angeles Rams if they can beat the Philadelphia Eagles today, if they can hold on to that lead. Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be at 3-0. Is that surprising? You be the judge. Finally, the Indianapolis Colts will be 3-0 if they beat the Tennessee Titans today. The Vikings will be 2-1 if they end up holding on against the Bengals. That's looking pretty good so far. Just some updates. We are 8 minutes away from the start of the Falcons and the Panthers in the second half. The Falcons are the only team so far, I believe, that have not scored yet today. Falcons are going to have to get some points on the board. Panthers are not a great offense. They're not a great team. But when you're down 10-0 to a division full, you need to get that going along. Falcons missed 2 field goals in that first half. Could be 10-6 right now, but it is 10-0 Carolina Panthers. The Jacksonville Jaguars are at midfield. They're 15 seconds away from approximately 15 seconds from halftime. It's 4th and 2 here. So now you got 11 seconds left until the half. It's 4th and 2. You really have to punt the football here, because if you don't, then you would give the Houston Texans a short field, and that could lead to them possibly getting a field goal. So the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to punt here. There's 11 seconds left in the half. The Jacksonville Jaguars are leading the Houston Texans by a score of 7-3. Thank you so much for everyone here. I'm Chris Shandick. C1 Review. We're giving our live reactions to all of the 9 NFL games going on right now. Most of them are at halftime, nearing halftime. The Browns and the Packers are already in the third quarter. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are about to get a defensive touchdown, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to be 19-6. Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the New York Jets. That is 17 seconds away from halftime. If you're the New York Jets, that's the last thing you wanted to do before the half. Defensive touchdown for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 19-6 now, Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the New York Jets. Tampa Bay is looking like they're going to be moving up to 3-0 on the NFL season. Not a great play. You really, when you're down 7 points and you're getting close to the half and you may be in field goal range, maybe you attempt something more middle of the field. But if you throw that corner and that defender's in front of that wide receiver, that's going to be a pick six, or as we like to call it in America, a defensive touchdown, which it was. So it's 20-6 now, Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the New York Jets. The Minnesota Vikings are attempting to literally put this game out of reach. It is 30-3, ladies and gentlemen. Let me repeat that, 30-3 Minnesota Vikings over the Cincinnati Bengals. I think we can chalk up the Minnesota Vikings as the definite Week 3 victor here. Not going to end up being able to overcome 4 touchdowns probably in the second half. It would have to be a miraculous comeback, one of the greatest comebacks in NFL history. We're talking Houston Oilers, Buffalo Bills, early 1990s comeback when the Oilers were up many points on the road in a playoff game against the Buffalo Bills and did not win. The Bills came back and had a miraculous comeback. That was back in the early 90s. We're talking 30 plus years ago. That's what we were looking at. So not an often thing that a team is able to overcome a 28-point deficit. It is 31-3 again, Minnesota Vikings over the Cincinnati Bengals with 33 seconds left until the half. Let's go over the scores now. Again, 19-7 Rams at the half against the Eagles, 20-6 Colts at the half against the Titans, 7-3 Jaguars at the half against the Texans. The Panthers are still up 10-0 against the Falcons. That's still at halftime. And, of course, our hometown team, Las Vegas Raiders, currently losing to the Washington Commanders, 20-10 at the half. There are only 3 games currently going on. For 6 of them, are at halftime. Let's see. And the Breds are just going to knee it here. So they're going to knee it. They're going to the half. The Atlanta Falcons and Carolina Panthers have now began the second half. The Panthers have the football first. If you're the Atlanta Falcons, you need to stop here and you need to get a touchdown on the board, or at least 3. You need to get this to be a 1-score game. If you're down 17-0 here, that's a big deficit to overcome in a second half of an NFL game. Bryce Young has looked better today. A lot of people were not very high on Bryce Young. This is his 3rd NFL season. He better, if he wants to continue to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, Bryce Young from, of course, Alabama Crimson Tide. If he wants to continue to be a starter in the NFL, the Panthers have got to start winning some football games, and he's going to have to put up some better stats. The Panthers are at approximately the 43-yard line here. The Rams and the Eagles have began their second half, just so you know. So those games are going on right now. So we're watching here in the bottom. Panthers have a first down at their own 40. Not going to get much there. Falcons defense, again, has been better this year. They only allowed 6 points to the Minnesota Vikings last week on the road. Again, the Vikings already had 31 points today against the Cincinnati Bengals. Pretty unbelievable. And that's an interception by Aaron Rodgers. The Patriots and the Steelers are in the second half. It is 14-7 Steelers, but the Patriots are in the red zone after intercepting Aaron Rodgers. Let's see what happens on this one here. The Patriots now have the ball. Not a great way to start the second half. It could be tied here in a minute. I imagine the Patriots will at least get 3 points here if they're not able to convert. Let's wait and see what happens on that front. Will this be Aaron Rodgers' last season in the NFL? Again, yet to be determined. Can the Steelers make a playoff run? Maybe. But got to beat the New England Patriots today. May's back on the field for the New England Patriots. They're going to pass the ball here, and they're going to be about 3 yards away from scoring a touchdown here. And the Patriots have a chance to tie it up here, 14-7 again. The Eagles and the Rams are now in the second half, and it is 19-7 Rams. They have just converted a turnover. They're going to be first and goal. The Eagles just had a turnover. The Rams are looking like the surprise of the day here in the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. Winning on the road against the Eagles. They have a chance to make this game 26-7. It's 19-7. They're currently at the 10-yard line. The Super Bowl champion, defending champion, Philadelphia Eagles, not looking good today so far against the Los Angeles Rams. And the Rams are going to get that touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. It's 25-7. Los Angeles Rams against the Philadelphia Eagles. Did any of you have that on your bingo card today? I highly doubt that one. We're going to pause for 30 seconds here. Christian Net covering C1 Review Las Vegas and the world, covering C1 Review Las Vegas and the world. It is week 3 of the NFL season. We are reacting to all of the games currently going on in the NFL. The biggest surprise probably so far is the Los Angeles Rams are beating the Philadelphia Eagles 26-7 right now. I don't think anybody expected the defending NFL champions to be down 19 points in the third quarter. Just an update for you. The Atlanta Falcons did get the football back against the Carolina Panthers. So they have the football now. It is 10-0 Panthers still, but the Falcons will now have that opportunity to hopefully drive down the field and get some points on the board. And the Falcons are the only team right now in the early set, besides the Cleveland Browns, I forgot about that. The Cleveland Browns and the Atlanta Falcons are the 2 teams right now that have no points in the NFL early games here. It's still 3-0. Green Bay Packers, Cleveland Browns, 3-0 Green Bay Packers right now here in the third quarter. Can the Green Bay Packers win 3-0? I don't think anybody had that on their bingo card today as well. But the problem for the Green Bay Packers today is that Jordan Love has been sacked at least 3 times. The offensive line for the Green Bay Packers has not been holding up against the Cleveland Browns today. And maybe the game would be 10-0 or 17-0 if there would have been, better holdups, but that's just not happening today, unfortunately. So far for the Green Bay Packers, they are winning, but they're only winning 3-0. So we'll see what happens on that front. Again, score updates: 10-0 Panthers over the Falcons, 3-0 Packers. The New England Patriots. Let's get back to it. Sorry about that. 14-7. New England is trying to tie up the game. There's a fumble in the end zone. Did the Patriots fumble? Did the Patriots cross the goal line? We're having a review here, ladies and gentlemen. Did the Steelers get the ball, or did the Patriots score? What's the ruling on the field? It looks like the Steelers got the football. So we're going to look here. Yep, he fumbled before he got in the end zone. That is the second time today that the New England Patriots have had a turnover inside the red zone. They could be up 21-14, 17-14 right now, but the Steelers will maintain the lead 14-7. What a break for the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers after throwing that interception. He fumbled at the 1-yard line today. Wow. The Patriots running back. The Steelers get on top of it. They are going to end up getting the ball. Touchback. That's a touchback. They'll be back now at, I believe, I think it's the 20 or 25-yard line. I forget what the new NFL rule is there. But not a great fumble for the New England Patriots. They could be beating the Steelers today. The Atlanta Falcons are at their own 16-yard line on a 2nd and 8. They really need to get some points on this drive. Penix Jr. needs to get moving. He only has 119 passing yards today. Interesting enough, Bryce Young only has 98 passing yards so far today, but they're winning 10-0. It always does. It's not always the stats, ladies and gentlemen, that tell you what the score is in an NFL game. But the Falcons better get on the board here soon if they want to have any chance of winning today's football game. So 31-3 again. The Vikings are probably going to win today against the Cincinnati Bengals and move to 2-1. We're not at halftime yet, but that game is just so far out of reach on that front. It looks like, if you can believe it, the Vikings are going to attempt a 62-yard field goal. If it wasn't bad enough already for the Cincinnati Bengals, it's about to get worse. 31-3, Minnesota Vikings right now. Taking you back now to the Falcons, we're going to watch them in real time again. They're at their own 16-yard line. 2nd and 8 here. You better get something moving along, Atlanta Falcons. Unfortunately, there's a defensive touchdown for the Carolina Panthers. Makes it 16-0 Carolina Panthers over the Atlanta Falcons. Not happening, unfortunately, today for the Atlanta Falcons. There's still time, but there's a flag on the play, though. I think the play is on the Atlanta Falcons, though, so that touchdown is probably going to hold up. Not a good day for the Atlanta Falcons, ladies and gentlemen. So, not a good day. The Atlanta Falcons, of course, are located in the state of Georgia here in the United States of America. The Carolina Panthers, of course, are in the Carolinas. And that field goal is good. 34-3 now, Minnesota Vikings over the Cincinnati Bengals. Again, I always tell you about those division road games, and the Falcons look like the better team on paper. We're here in the United States of America. All the games are taking place in the United States of America. We're here in Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world. Thank you for joining us, Natty. We really appreciate that. We're talking about the NFL games, live NFL games for week 3. There's a lot of NFL fans all across the world, in Brazil and Canada and the United Kingdom and Germany, Mexico, among other countries. So thank you for joining us today, Natty. We're here in Las Vegas in the United States of America. You can, of course, see the world famous Las Vegas Strip behind me. We're talking about all the NFL games. Maybe the biggest surprises so far are the early NFL games. Again, the Minnesota Vikings up 34-3 at halftime against the Cincinnati Bengals. None of you had that on your bingo card. And the Los Angeles Rams are beating the Philadelphia Eagles 26-7. The Green Bay Packers are at the 40-yard line of the Cleveland Browns right now. Seven minutes left in the approximately third quarter. Only 3 points again between the Browns and the Packers today. Yep. Hello, Jerome Jackson. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're talking about, in real time, week 3 of the NFL season. We're giving our live reactions in real time. Thank you so much, Jerome Jackson, for joining us today. I'm Christiana Curacao, Winerview in Las Vegas. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You keep up with everything we do. We do everything. We cover topics in Las Vegas and beyond. Thank you so much, Jerome Jackson, for joining us today. Thanks to Screen Variety TV for joining us as well. And we're here talking about in real time. We're going to do all of the early games here today. Nadi, thank you so much for joining us from India. You know, I know what I know about India is there's a lot of pro wrestling fans in India, in World Wrestling Entertainment fans. I know a lot of you are watching the WWE now on Netflix. We're here in the United States of America in Las Vegas. But WWE is bringing WrestleMania back to Las Vegas here next year for the second year in a row. Then the year after that, of course, they're going to be in the Middle East. It's going to be an interesting time, but are you a pro wrestling fan? Are you an NFL fan as well? But thank you so much for joining us today from India, of all places. I know that there are NFL fans all across the world. It's such a delight to see you. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please go over and hit that subscribe button and watch some of our playlists and watch some of our content. We just had on prominent Hollywood actress Stephanie Powers, down from the famous American TV show Heart to Heart. She's doing some great work in Kenya protecting wildlife with the William Holden Wildlife Foundation. I know some people in India. There's some great people from India that I've met here in the United States of America. You know that a lot of people from India also come to Las Vegas, actually. It's one of the countries, foreigners that we get. I think we get, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe we get about about 100 to 200,000 people from India who come and visit Las Vegas every single year. So thank you so much for coming in and watching. If you're an NFL fan or you're just a fan of Las Vegas or you're a fan of YouTube live channels, thank you so much for being here today, Natty. I really appreciate you. Maybe one day we will have a chance to visit India, but I've met some wonderful people from India over the years in my workings here in the United States of America, and always have heard wonderful things about the country. I know a lot of people go there for like different, like spiritual trips and meditation trips and things like that. A lot of Americans probably know the famous Oscar-winning movie Slumdog Millionaire, which focused on India, and of course, Frida Pinto, one of the famous actresses from India, who has had a very successful acting career here in the United States of America. But thank you so much for stopping in today, and we hope you stay here for the next hour and a half to 2 hours. The Atlanta Falcons are now trying to move the football. They have got to get a touchdown. There is 11 minutes left in the third quarter. They are down 17-0, ladies and gentlemen. They've got to get a touchdown here. The Packers are inside the 10-yard line. They're trying to go up 10-0. But the Atlanta Falcons, you better start moving that football like right now. You are running out of time. You better start moving that football. They got a 3rd and 10 right now from their own 39-yard line. There are 10 minutes left. They better get it now. If they don't get this first down, it's going to be very hard for the Atlanta Falcons to come back and win today. Natty, have you watched any of our other videos on our YouTube channel? Any idea? I'm guessing you're a subscriber. Thank you for being a subscriber. If you're not, please go hit that subscribe button. What part of India do you live? Where do you live in India? Jacksonville Jaguars are moving the ball here in the second half. They are still up 7-3 over the Houston Texans. We're glad that you're a subscriber. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. Appreciate that very much. We're happy to have you here on board with everybody from across the world today watching our live reactions to week 3 of the NFL season. And unfortunately, the Atlanta Falcons did not get a first down. The Carolina Panthers have the ball again. It is 17-0 here in the third quarter. We're getting through these games very quickly here. Got about another hour and a half with you guys, and then we'll be wrapping up. But we're still here for another 90 minutes. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. I don't speak Hindi. I know there are some people probably in Las Vegas that do. There are people from all across the world that come here, work here, live here. I always tell people, if you're 1 mile west of the Las Vegas Strip, you should head over to Chinatown. There's a lot of great restaurants, Asian restaurants, Japanese, Korean, Chinese, you name it, full Vietnamese. There's so many great restaurants here in Las Vegas. When you come to Las Vegas Strip, you got to go to Chinatown, which is like about a mile from the Las Vegas Strip. The Tennessee Titans update are now down to the Indianapolis Colts 27-6. That's not looking good for the Tennessee Titans. Looks like the Titans are going to go to 0-3 on the season. The Panthers have a chance to literally end the game against the Atlanta Falcons, 17-0 right now. Carolina Panthers. Packers have a chance here. It's 2nd and goal at the approximate 3 or 4 yard line. Not going to get it there. That offensive line has not been helping the running backs and the quarterbacks for the Green Bay Packers today. It just has not. There's only 3 minutes left there in the third quarter. You got a big 3rd and goal here. The Packers don't get it. Will they go for it on 4th down, or would they kick the field goal? We'll see here. Jordan Love is going to snap the ball here. He's not going to throw. He's going to throw it. He got it. Touchdown, Green Bay Packers. We are at, we do use Instagram. I'll put the handle for you right now. If you give me 1 second, I'll put that for you. It is 9-0 Green Bay Packers. We'll be back here in about 30 seconds, guys. The handle is at CY Interview. That would be what the handle is. Not sure what happened here, guys. We have a black screen. We have a black screen, ladies and gentlemen. Our tablet. Let's check here. Looks like our tablet might have opted out. We're going to go here now and take a look at the... we're going to go here. So if you go to it's Instagram at CY Interview, we're going to go now and do some updated score plays for you guys. I'm going to move over here for the next hour or so. And I'll be answering questions. So the Instagram handle is instagram.com at CY Interview. I'll put that in the chat for you right now, actually. So that way you can follow us there as well. That's our Instagram right there. That's our Instagram. All right, so let's take a look at the scores up here at the top. So the Philadelphia Eagles have gone a touchdown. So it's now 26-14 Los Angeles Rams. The Philadelphia Eagles could still end up getting. They could still end up winning that game. That's 26-14. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are still at halftime against the New York Jets. That score is 20-6. Third quarter right now. Jacksonville Jaguars 7, Houston Texans 3. Jaguars currently have the ball at approximately the Houston 46-yard line, so they're in long field goal range. Tennessee Titans are losing to the Indianapolis Colts 27-6. They're in field goal range at the Indianapolis 31. Pittsburgh Steelers are continuing to move the ball. 14-7 Pittsburgh Steelers against the New England Patriots. Let's see if there's anything else going on. The Raiders have the football. They are at their own 36-yard line currently. They're still down to the Washington Commanders 20-10. That's what we're looking at in that regard. And of course, now the Green Bay Packers are up 10-0 on the Cleveland Browns. Both the Cleveland Browns and Both the Cleveland Browns and the Atlanta Falcons, both no points today so far. No points whatsoever. But Natty, you can follow us there on the Instagram. We don't update that as much as the YouTube channel, but we do post things there from time to time. We also have a Facebook. If you guys aren't following our Facebook, we have over 300,000 followers on the Facebook group. So let's go to that. That is facebook.com/CY interview. And of course, the website where we have everything connected together, of course, is cyinterview.com. And all of those links are in the chat, Natty, or anybody else that's in here who would like to take a look at that situation. We are 2 hours now. 2 hours. Is that 2 hours? Yeah, 2 hours into the feed. I'm Chris Janik. We're talking about week 3 of the NFL season as it's happening here in real time. Here's some updates for you. The New England Patriots are deep in their own zone. They are 86 yards away from the end zone. They are losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers 14-7. The Tennessee Titans are attempting to get on the board and get their first touchdown of the day. They're losing to the Indianapolis Colts 27-6. The Jacksonville Jaguars are still beating the Houston Texans 7-3. The Jaguars currently have the football. Philadelphia got the ball back against the Rams, but they're still down 26-14. The Raiders, unfortunately, not happening today, right at this given moment. They're going to be punting the football back to the Washington Commanders. Our hometown Las Vegas Raiders team is losing 20-6. Well, Natty, you can always subscribe to us on Instagram. Oh, we also have a Twitter X account. If you want that also. I forgot there's that one too. But yeah, you can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us here on YouTube. And thank you so much for subscribing and following along. What do you do in India? Are you a student? Do you have a job? What's your profession? Are you a stay-at-home parent? Do you live with your family? Like, what's the story? And the Carolina Panthers are currently in the red zone and are trying to add to their lead against the Atlanta Falcons. Cleveland Browns are at midfield. They're attempting to put some points on the board today. Again, they're one of 2 teams who have not scored yet. Panthers are trying to get another touchdown against the Atlanta Falcons. At the very least, they're probably going to be up 20-0. The Falcons would have to score 3 touchdowns. It's possible, but they'd have to be perfect the rest of the way and score 3 touchdowns. Is it possible? Sure. Is it likely? Probably not. That's what we're looking at in that game. Scoring update. Let's go back and take a look at the Eagles and the Rams. The Eagles are at midfield. They're going to have to get a touchdown here. Okay. Well, thanks for subscribing to our YouTube channel, and thanks for following the Instagram account now. We greatly appreciate that, Natty. It's much appreciated. Thank you so much for being here today with all the others who are watching our live reactions on week 3 of the NFL season here in Las Vegas. I'm Chris Janik, covering Las Vegas and beyond. We are here talking about this stuff in real time. If you're a fan of the NFL, please hang on with us. We're going to be here for another about 90 minutes or so as we finish up our reactions to week 3 games here on the NFL season. And we're going to pause for a quick moment for about a 30-second to minute break, and we'll be right back with you. Just to give you a scoring update, the Carolina Panthers made a field goal. It is 20-0, Carolina Panthers over the Atlanta Falcons. I'm Christianic for C1 Review here in Las Vegas. We are talking about week 3 of the NFL season in real time. We're giving you reactions. Probably the biggest surprise of the day so far. The Los Angeles Rams are beating the Philadelphia Eagles 26-14. However, there's still a lot of time left. The Eagles had the ball at midfield. If they get a touchdown here, it'll be a much closer game. Biggest surprise also maybe the Carolina Panthers are beating the Atlanta Falcons 20-0 right now. The Falcons have got to get a touchdown on this drive or the game's pretty much over. Back to live action again. Thank you for the people who are currently here in the room. Week 3 of the NFL season. The Eagles are currently at the 14-yard line. They have a 3rd and 4, and they're going to try to get some points on the board here. Jalen Hurts is back in the pocket. He throws. They are going to not. I don't know if they're going to get forward progress there on the first down. I'm not sure. We're going to have to wait and see and check that. They're going to give him the first down? I'm not sure about that. See, like when you catch the ball, but then you come back to the marker, they don't sometimes give you the first down. They don't give you the forward progress. So I'm going to check in a minute. I think they're reviewing this because they're not officially giving them the first down yet. See you later, Natty. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for coming in. We're going to probably start doing this every Sunday. But yeah, keep watching the videos, please, on our YouTube channel. We appreciate all the support. So the Eagles went for it on 4th and 1. They did not give them the forward progress, but they get it now on 4th and 1. What a conversion. What an absolute conversion. So, yeah. Eagles will have a chance to make it 26-21 here. Have a chance to make it 26-21. What time is it in India, Natty, before you go? What time is it there? Is it nighttime, I'm guessing? Let me take a look for myself. For our C1 Review viewers. So it's 12:37 a.m. there. So yeah, it's already Monday morning there in India. It's Monday morning in a lot of other places in the world right now too. Back to the NFL, Jalen Hurts here is back in the pocket, and he will get a touchdown against the Rams. Will the Eagles make a miraculous comeback today? As Anonymous was asking me earlier, it's 26-20 now. The Eagles are down to the Rams 26-20 with a pending extra point. The New England Patriots, for the 3rd consecutive time, are trying to get tied up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is still 14-7. Pittsburgh Steelers over New England Patriots. Thank you so much, Natty, for coming in today. We really appreciate it. Have a good one. Good night. The Atlanta Falcons now have the football back. They're at their own 32-yard line. They better get a touchdown now. They better get a touchdown in the next possession. They better get another touchdown if they want to win this one, 21-20. They're running out of time, but they better get there. They better get there soon. Watching this right now, looking at this, the Patriots. Good night to you too, Natty. We'll have great dreams later. It's only 12:08 noon time here in Las Vegas. So still a long time away from going to bed here, like another 10 hours. So, but good night to you. Enjoy your rest. Thank you for coming in today and watching our live feed where we talk about week 3 of the NFL games in real time. The Patriots better get it done here. I mean, you fumble and get an interception with inside the 10-yard line on 2 different occasions. That's not great. The Atlanta Falcons are at midfield. A 3rd and 1 from their 41 is coming up. I'm going to guess the Falcons are going to be going for it if they don't get this first down. They better hurry. They need to be in hurry-up mode. If the Panthers can convert a bad turnover, maybe the Falcons can win 21-20. We've seen some great NFL comebacks before. I wouldn't rule it out, but the Falcons have got to get on the board now if they want to. They want to end up in a good position here. So we'll see what happens. They did get a first down. The Falcons are at midfield. They have to have a sense of urgency like right now. It's going to be 2nd and 10 there in that game. And the Jaguars scoring updates. Jacksonville Jaguars are currently beating the Houston Texans 10-3. If the Texans do not win today, they will be going down to 0-3. Not a good start for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Colts are continuing to win 27-13 against the Tennessee Titans. And we may be getting more points in the second because the Titans have just given up a gigantic play, and the Colts are at about the approximate 15-yard line. Approximate 15-yard line. So from the 9 NFL games currently going on, 20-0 Panthers, 10-3 Jaguars over the Texans, 14-7. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are leading the New York Jets 23-6. Green Bay Packers 10-0. 34-3 Minnesota Vikings over the Bengals. We've stopped talking about that because there's just no reason to. The Atlanta Falcons are finally having some life. They are 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. They better get a touchdown here if they really want to move this along. They're 33 yards away. Penix Jr. is back in the pocket. He throws to the end zone. It's incomplete between 2 defenders there. The Falcons literally have very little margin for error. If you get a touchdown here quickly, if you can hold the Panthers to a 3-and-out, if you get another touchdown, then we're looking at maybe a potentially possible competitive game here. But if the Atlanta Falcons have any chance of winning today, they have got to get it going like right now. The Patriots, again, it is 14-7 going to the 4th quarter now. The Patriots have had an interception in the end zone, a fumble at the 1-yard line. They could be winning. They could be beating the Steelers 17-14 or 21-14. They are now on a 4th and 2 inside near the red zone. Got to get it going. Falcons are probably in 4-down territory here. It's going to be 3rd and 8. I don't see the Falcons kicking a field goal here. You need touchdowns if you're going to win today's game. I know points are good for morale, but trying to win. And the Patriots finally get that touchdown on a 4th and 2. Welcome to the end zone, New England Patriots. It is 14-13 with a pending extra point. They will tie the Pittsburgh Steelers early in the 4th quarter. They could be winning right now again by 3 points, 7 points, 10 points. May throws to his tight end, wide open, finally for a touchdown on a 4th and 2 play. There it is, 14-13 Pittsburgh Steelers, pending extra point coming. Finally, the Patriots, by the way, are wearing their old school throwback uniforms today, from the, probably 80s, 90s. The extra point is coming here at Foxborough Stadium. It is up, and it looks like it's good. It is 14-14 Steelers and Patriots. The Falcons are on a 4th and 8 here. They have to convert here or they're probably losing today. This is basically it right here. Penix Jr. is in the backfield. He throws, and it's intercepted. And that's going to be it for the Atlanta Falcons today. Just not a great game for the Atlanta Falcons. It's not going to be a touchdown, it looks like, but They have run out of opportunities. Not a great day for the Atlanta Falcons, unfortunately. Thank you for joining us today, Jerome Jackson. We appreciate you coming in today. Great, we appreciate that. We're here now for another about 40 minutes or so, and then we'll be wrapping up. And we thank you all for joining us today on this ride. For sure. The Colts are winning 27-13 right now against the Tennessee Titans. And they're about to score a touchdown, and they do. And the Indianapolis Colts are now up 33-13 against the Tennessee Titans. Looks like the Colts are going to go 3-0 on the season. Great run by the Colts running back. I believe that was Jonathan Taylor. It was Jonathan Taylor. It's going to be 34-13 in a minute. The extra point is up and good. We are commenting live on week 3 of the NFL season in real time. Again, we'll also post this long video if you want to go back and just watch it for whatever reason on the C1 Interview YouTube channel as well, on the c1interview.com website as well, and we'll put it on all the social medias. Thank you all for being here. We had someone from India. We have people from Kenya today. We have people from the United States of America. It's a wonderful time. It's 27-10. Commanders. Doesn't look like the Las Vegas Raiders are going to win today, unfortunately. There's 4 minutes left in the third quarter there. Going to the fourth quarter now. Carolina Panthers 20. Atlanta Falcons 0. Tough day for the Atlanta Falcons. I don't think people expected that. But again, division road games. You just never know what's going to happen with division road games. Just never know what's going to happen. (27-10) Commanders over the Las Vegas Raiders. Commanders are trying to score to put out a reach. Been a tough day so far. Marcus Mariota's looked pretty good for the Washington Commanders. We could say that very much, at least. That's a touchdown, it looks like. The Washington Commanders are probably going to beat the Las Vegas Raiders today, unfortunately. Chackery Crockery for the Commanders scores a touchdown. 33-10 right now, Commanders over the Raiders, unfortunately. I'm Chris Yannick for C1 Interview. It's 12:18 in Las Vegas on an NFL Sunday, and we're giving you live reaction thoughts to all the games going on in the NFL today. Here's some updated scores. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 23, New York Jets 6 currently. Jets are trying to drive, There's 15 minutes left. That's in the fourth quarter now. And now it's 40-3. 40-3. Hey, Fazon, thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you're enjoying watching the NFL with us today. We're talking about week 3 of the NFL season. Where are you from, Fazan? Where do you live? And who's your favorite NFL team? So the Pittsburgh Steelers are now at midfield here. They're at approximately the 43 of the New England Patriots. They better do something quickly. The Aaron Rodgers-led Steelers have been kind of stagnant today, unfortunately. Been kind of stagnant. Kind of stagnant. 2nd and 8 from the about 44-yard line, something like that. Rodgers throws incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and 8 upcoming. Going to hopefully be here till the end of these games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are in the fourth quarter. One of them is going to the fourth quarter. And well, yeah, Vikings and Commanders are on their way to winning. We probably won't be around for those games for the fourth quarter. But the rest of them looking pretty good so far. I'm Chris Shanek for CY Interview. We're here in Las Vegas. We're giving you thoughts on week 3 of the NFL season. We're grateful we had a great conversation with someone from India, one of our subscribers earlier who was in here. The NFL is popular all across the world. Brazil, Germany, Mexico, Canada, the United Kingdom. Some of the football games take place in those countries every year. Of course, the Chiefs and the Chargers opened their season in Brazil earlier this year in week 1. Fortunately, the Steelers are not going to be able to convert anything on this, and it looks like we're going to be going to punting here most likely. (26-21) Rams and Eagles scoring update for you. That's about to go to the fourth quarter. That'll be an interesting fourth quarter for sure. The Panthers are trying to put the game out of reach with the Falcons. 2nd and 3 here. Didn't get in the end zone. Got a 3rd and 3 coming up. Falcons don't have a lot of time. They'd have to get 2 very quick touchdowns to have a chance here. But if the Panthers score the touchdown, the game is over. If they kick a field goal, the game is not mathematically over because the Falcons could end up with 3 possessions. Scoring update for you. The Jacksonville Jaguars are still beating the Houston Texans by a score of 10-3. Packers are still beating the Browns by a score of 10-0. And they're about to put on some more points. I think the Packers may shut out the Cleveland Browns today. I think it's very possible we're going to see that. Right, Panthers are trying here. 3rd and goal on the 3. Can they put the Atlanta Falcons out of this game, or will the Falcons still have a mathematical chance? And it's tackled at the 1. So the Panthers have a decision to make now. Do you kick the field goal, or do you go for it and try to end the game? I think you probably are going to go for it and end the game. If they don't get the touchdown here, Falcons are going to have to move quickly. Interception. The Jaguars now have the football. They're still beating the Texans 10-3. The Houston Texans may end up going 0-3 to start their NFL season. Again, as we've talked about before, if you start the NFL season 0-3, it's really hard to see how you're going to come back from that one. Really hard to see how you're going to come back from that one. It looks like the Panthers are going to talk about it. Maybe they may kick the field goal here. Maybe. Score updates: 20-0 Panthers over the Falcons, 10-3 Jaguars over the Texans. The interesting one of the day, the only game tied right now, 14-14, New England and Philadelphia. That's got 12 minutes left. Buccaneers are beating the Jets 23-6. Packers 10-0 over the Browns currently. 34-13. It looks like the Colts, the Commanders, and the Vikings are going to win today based off of these scores. Probably the most interesting game, again, is the Patriots and the Steelers right now, and the Rams and the Eagles. Rams are beating the Eagles in the fourth quarter early, 26-21. The Patriots have a first down. The Rams are at midfield right now. Stafford back to pass. He's going to the end zone. Incomplete pass to the Rams wide receiver there. 4th and 1 play coming up. First down for the Patriots. They're at midfield. This is Chris Yannick for C1 Review here in Las Vegas. Again, we are giving live reaction to the early 9 week 3 NFL games. We're going to be here until almost the end of this early week. Then we're probably going to be here for about another 40 minutes. Thank you so much for making the ride. We've had a very fun 2.5 hours so far with you. Patriots, this is a great chance for the Patriots to send the Steelers to 1-2. They're at midfield right now. There's still a lot of time left in that game, but not looking great. The Panthers have ended the Falcons' misery. It is 27-0. Carolina Panthers over Atlanta Falcons. Probably the shock of the entire week, honestly, to tell you the truth. Probably the shock of all of them. So I'm going to keep an eye on the games. We're going to keep an eye on most here, of course, are going to be the Rams and the Eagles and the Patriots and the Steelers right now. That seems to be the ones that that people are most interested in. So we'll see how that goes and how these things turn out. We're going to pause for a couple 30 seconds here. Thank you so much for being on our live stream today, so we can talk about week 3 of the NFL season. Christianic C1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. Welcome to everybody who's here. We are giving our reactions to week 3 of the NFL season in real time. The most competitive games right now are the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots. They are tied at 14. And the Los Angeles Rams and Philadelphia Eagles the Rams are beating the Eagles in the fourth quarter 26-21. We're going to stay here until both of those games are over, and then we'll be off from here. But we're going to be here for at least another half an hour to 40 minutes. Thank you so much for everybody who has come in the room today, who has supported us and made a difference in watching this today. We really appreciate it. It was nice talking to one of our subscribers from India again. There's people in here from Kenya. I know, again, there's NFL fans all across the world. For those of you who have taken the time to come in and join in, we are so grateful that you're here. Please continue to watch us and support C1 Interview. We need your support, and it's greatly appreciated. The New York Jets just scored a touchdown. They are now going to be down by 10. There's about 10 minutes left, so the score should be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 23 and the New York Jets 13. There are 6 minutes left in the Green Bay Packers and Cleveland Browns game. The score currently is 10-0. I think we're going to keep doing this every single week. We've had a pretty decent reaction so far. So I'll probably see you again next Sunday. This is Christianic for C1 Interview. We're doing live reaction to Week 3 NFL games. There's currently 9 games going on. Again, the most interesting ones currently at this moment in time are the New England Patriots and Pittsburgh Steelers, who are in the fourth quarter. They're tied at 14. And the Los Angeles Rams are currently beating the Super Bowl defending champion Philadelphia Eagles 26-21. The Cleveland Browns are trying to make this a game, 3rd and 9. From the Green Bay Packers 13. It's 10-0 in that game. And the Browns are probably going to attempt a field goal here and make it 10-3 and make it a one-score game. If they're able to make that field goal, there is a penalty flag on the play. We'll see what the penalty flag is. It's an offensive penalty. I think that penalty is probably going to be declined. It's a holding penalty. The Raiders scored. They're down 34-16 still, though. The hometown Las Vegas Raiders get another touchdown on the board, a pass from Geno Smith. And they did not get the 2-point conversion, unfortunately. They're still going to be down 18 points. Still pretty far to reach for the Raiders to win today, but maybe they can get it a little bit closer before that's over. The Browns got a 1st and goal because of that defensive penalty. So the Cleveland Browns are driving. Can they make it 10-7? Update score of games that are already over. Minnesota Vikings 41, Cincinnati Bengals 3. So the Vikings are going to move to 2-1 on the year, that's for sure. I mean, it's 48-3 right now. Will the Vikings get to 50 points today? Probably. Crazy. I don't think anyone expected that today on their bingo card, ladies and gentlemen. Browns here from the 5 down to about the 4. If the Browns can score here, they can make this a competitive game, and then this goes back onto the let's wait and see what happens group. Watching here, score updates. Jacksonville Jaguars 10, Houston Texans 3. The Texans do have the football. There's about 9 minutes left. Tough day for C.J. Strong, the quarterback of the Texans, only 3 points. Can the Browns, again, make this game interesting? Can they make it interesting? Flacco, incomplete. Second down for the Browns upcoming. There's 4 minutes and 40 seconds left. We're back now to the update in the Steelers Patriots game. There are 6 minutes left there. It's 14-14. The Steelers are at the 32 of the New England Patriots. That's where we are on that front. Browns are trying to score here. Second and goal. Do not get there. It's going to be third and goal from the 1 for the Browns and the Packers. Jerome, thanks again for being in the room today. I'd love to know who you're an NFL fan of. Would appreciate if you let us know that. Comment section below. Comment section. Who are you an NFL fan of? Thank you, Jerome Jackson, for being in here today. I'm guessing you're somewhere in the United States of America. It's 3rd and 2 for the Steelers. There's 4 minutes left in that game. They're at the Patriots, approximate 23-yard line. Browns, and Browns. Penalties, Browns, penalties, Brownies, penalties. Back to the 25-yard line after you're at the 5. Now you've got 3rd and goal, and you got to make a 25-yard play to get a touchdown. I think a field goal is probably coming up for the Browns if they don't convert here. There is 9 minutes left in the Rams and the Eagles game. The Rams are winning again, 26-21. They are driving as well. The Eagles really need to hold the Rams to a field goal here to keep it a one-possession game. The Browns moving up in the world. There's going to be a field goal attempt upcoming. Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. We're reacting to Week 3, the early 9 NFL games. We're on the home stretch now. We got a couple minutes left in most of these games. It's 1st and 10, 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go. To see. It's a field goal attempt coming up for the Rams. 8 minutes and 46 seconds left. And it's going to be blocked. That is blocked. The Eagles blocked that. It's still a one-possession game. It is now going to be Eagles football. 26-21. Three minutes left in the Steelers game. The Colts are beating the Titans 34-13. There's an update in that one. But the Titans are about to get a touchdown, and I think they did. So that makes it 34-19. That's a conversion on 4th down. The Steelers, it's close to 2 minutes. They've got a 3rd and 11 here. It's 14-14. the Patriots and the Steelers. It's a false start penalty on the Steelers there. That's going to back them up. I think at the very least, the Steelers are going to have a field goal attempt coming up here. They will be able to achieve that at least, it looks like. Interception by the Texans. Jaguars 10, Texans 3. Fourth quarter. Still a chance for the Texans to get it together there, but they've got to hurry. 2nd and 16 for the Pittsburgh Steelers now. 14-14, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in that game. Can Aaron Rodgers get the Steelers to 2-1? We're about to see. $17-yard line. It's going to be like a 3rd and what, like 5, 6, maybe 7. Going to take a look here. Patriots use their timeout. They want to keep as much time as possible on the board there. The Browns kick a field goal, and it is good. So the Browns have a chance now. It's the Green Bay Packers 10, Cleveland Browns 3, but there's only 3 minutes left in that game. The Browns actually have a mathematical chance of tying at least. So the Texans just scored a touchdown, C.J. Stroud. That makes it 10-9. Nico Collins, the wide receiver for the Houston Texans, caught that ball. So that game's about to be tied, 10-10, 9 minutes and 17 seconds left in that one. I'm Chris Yannick for C1 Review. We're here in Las Vegas. We are commenting in real time to week 3 of the NFL games. We're talking week 3 of the NFL games. Crazy stuff today. I think the biggest surprise, of course, is the Carolina Panthers, who are going to beat the Atlanta Falcons. I think people believed in the Falcons, but it doesn't look like looks like it's your same grandmother's Atlanta Falcons still, unfortunately. And the Steelers score a touchdown off of an Aaron Rodgers pass. That makes it 20-14. Calvin Austin III is the wide receiver who catches that Aaron Rodgers touchdown pass. There are 2 minutes and 16 seconds remaining, and it's now going to be probably 21-14 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll see in a minute. We're going to pause for 30 seconds, and we'll be right back here. C1 Review in Las Vegas, commenting on the NFL in Las Vegas. The 9 games currently going on. We will be right back with you. Thank you so much for checking in with us today. Here's another scoring update for you from week 3 of the NFL season. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are winning 26-13 with about 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Looks like the Buccaneers are going to win. The Vikings are definitely going to win. The Commanders are going to win. Most interesting games right now, Jaguars and Texans are tied at 10. The Rams are beating the Eagles 26-21. There's still about 8 minutes left in that game. Can the Eagles come all the way back? We'll have to wait and see. We're watching that in real time here with you guys. Eagles get a first down. They're at like their own 34-yard line. See if the Jaguars can rebound after throwing an interception on the last drive that led to a Houston Texans touchdown, and that game is tied at 10. There's 8 minutes left still in that game as well. I'm Chris Yannick for C1 Review, covering Las Vegas and the world. We're commenting today on live action of week 3 of the NFL season. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. We have got about another half an hour left here before we'll be done with you guys, but we all appreciate all the people from across the world have come in today to watch this live feed. Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. We're here. It's week 3 of the NFL season. Live reaction for you. We are talking about the NFL games in real time today. If you have any thoughts or opinions, again, please log on. Please make a comment in the section below. And we really appreciate you coming by today from all across the world. Here's some scoring updates for you. Again, it's still 26-21 Rams over the Eagles. It's 10-3 Packers over the Browns. The Browns have a chance to possibly tie this one up. The Jaguars and the Texans are still 10-10. And the Steelers are beating the New England Patriots right now 21-14. For those of you who are here watching our NFL feed today, we really appreciate it. Let us know where you're from across the world. We were talking with one of our subscribers earlier today from India, Natty, who was watching our feed, and we really appreciate that. But please let us know where you're from in the comments section, and we greatly appreciate that. Jaguars are trying to drive here. They're about midfield. The Browns have a chance to score a touchdown and tie this up at 10, if you can believe it. No points the whole game, and here they are moving it along. And let's do some scoring updates for everybody. I'm going to go back to my browser to do that. Vikings 48, Bengals 3, Steelers 21, Patriots 14, Texans, Jaguars tied at 10, Colts 34, Titans 20, 30-0 Panthers over the Falcons, 34-16 Commanders over the Raiders, 26-13 Buccaneers over the Jets, Browns, Packers 10, Browns 3. And the Browns have scored. It is now 10-9, if you can believe it. Packers over the Browns, and the Browns have a chance to tie this one up. Thank you, Jam to Bread, watching here in Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world. We greatly appreciate you. We love Las Vegas. There's so many great things to see here besides the professional sports, of course. The Las Vegas Aces are in the WNBA playoff semifinals right now. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Aces today. I believe they're playing game 1. Let me double check that. We're here in the Las Vegas sports world. They will be playing. They're playing right now, actually. The Fever are winning 37-34 in the second quarter, but a lot of time for the Aces to end up getting back in that one. I'm Krishanik for C1 Review. The Jaguars are at midfield. It's 10-10, Jaguars and Texans right now. We'll have to wait and see what happens on that one. Let's see on the play here. And they did not convert that first down, which means that the Texans are going to be at midfield and have a chance to wrap this one up. We're talking live reaction to the NFL today. Live reaction to the NFL. And, there's nothing bigger than the NFL in the United States of America. The Eagles are currently at the 39-yard line. They are down with 4 minutes and 48 seconds left. Rams versus Eagles. It's 26-21 right now. Eagles, Jalen Hurts is back in the pocket here on a 3rd and 10, and he will get the first down. And the Eagles will have a chance to take the lead. They're going to be inside the red zone, ladies and gentlemen. And the Philadelphia Eagles have come all the way back from being down 26-7. They have a chance to win today. They are the defending Super Bowl champions. They are 2-0 on the year. We'll see what happens here in a minute, but Eagles Rams, interesting times had by all. 21-14. There's 2 minutes left in the Steelers and Patriots. The Steelers are winning 21-14. I think there's a minute 42. They've already passed the 2-minute warning, excuse me. There's a minute 40 left there. Patriots looking. Patriots are going to have a first down. They are at the 35-yard line. They're at the 35-yard line, ladies and gentlemen. The Packers are trying to move the ball with 2 minutes and 47 seconds left here. I don't know. If I'm the Patriots and I get a touchdown here, do I go for it or do I take overtime? I'm not sure about that one. I'm honestly not sure about that one. Well, May just got sacked, so that's going to be a challenge for the Steelers there. Going to be a tough haul for the Patriots here. They're at midfield. I mean, it's still possible. Packers are at midfield. The game is tied now at 10-10. And they're going to be inside the 30-yard line here, inside the 21-yard line approximately. Eagles, down to the 3. They're going to score most likely. I mean, there's now 3 minutes and 9 seconds left there. There's about 4 minutes left in the Texans and the Jaguars game. That's there. Packers and Browns, 10-10, getting close to the 2-minute warning. A lot of close games is always, fumble! And the Texans have fumbled the ball, and the Jaguars have the ball again. Wow. Who wants to win this AFC South game today, 10-10? So, 2-minute warning in Green Bay and the Cleveland Browns. Can the Packers get a game-winning field goal? May is here on 3rd and 13. It's going to be about 4th and 2 for the New England Patriots. There's 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining in that game. The drama is going to ensue here. Will the Patriots take a timeout? It looks like they're going to. Mike Vrabel, of course, is the coach of the New England Patriots. I spoke to Mike Vrabel back almost 20 years ago when he was a player for the New England Patriots. He's now the head coach of the New England Patriots. Of course, Mike Vrabel is the former head coach of the Tennessee Titans as well. Titans not looking good today. Probably going to go to 0-3. They're losing to the Indianapolis Colts currently. Jaguars are now at their own 17-yard line. And who wants to win this AFC South game? Is that game going to overtime? I mean, crazy stuff. This is it for the Patriots. If they don't convert here with 1 minute and 7 left, the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers are going to 2-1. So let's see what happens here. And he's not going to get it. He is not going to get it. The Pittsburgh Steelers have won today against the New England Patriots. Aaron Rodgers, the Pittsburgh-led Aaron Rodgers Steelers are going to be 2-1 on the year. They are going to beat the New England Patriots 21-14 unless there's some crazy fumble on a snap here. The New England Patriots are going to lose and drop to 1-2 on the season, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be 2-1 on the year. With that tackle, he did not convert the first down. The Patriots fumbled at the 1-yard line of the Steelers today. May threw an interception inside the 10-yard line. You just cannot give up those opportunities in the NFL. You just can't do that. You cannot do that. If you end up doing that, you're not going to win NFL games. The Patriots still have 1 timeout remaining, but it's pretty much just, a ceremonial knee down here by Aaron Rodgers. And the Patriots are going to move to 2-1 on the year with this win on the road at Foxborough Stadium. See if the Patriots try to use their timeout here. Doesn't look like they're going to. The Packers are close to the red zone with 2 minutes remaining. They will have a chance to take a field goal at least here, it looks like. The Browns, are they going to use their timeout? They will. The Browns now have no timeouts remaining, so they won't be able to stop the clock. Probably looking at about around a minute or less that the Browns would have if they were to get the football back. The Jaguars are about at their own 33-yard line, 1st and 10. There's about 2 minutes and 54 seconds left in that game. It's 10-10 Texans and Jaguars. Who really wants to win this AFC South game? I think the Texans need it more, but the Jaguars have the football. So that's the problem for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Rams are now inside the red zone here. No, the Eagles, are here inside the red zone, and they're going to try to take the lead against the Philadelphia Eagles. Are going to try to take the lead here against the Rams. We'll see. Packers have a good chance to win the football game. There's 2 minutes left in the Rams and Eagles game. It's 26-21. Rams are beating the Eagles, but the Eagles are trying to get the go-ahead score here. They're at the 4-yard line right now. I think our tablet is just going to be long enough to finish today's live. Thank you so much for being here. This is Chris Janica, C1 here in Las Vegas. We are watching in real time Week 3 NFL games and giving you live reactions and thoughts to all of the 18 teams that are currently playing here in the National Football League on this week. And we thank you for being here from all across the world and watching us today. It's so greatly appreciated. Eagles, Jalen Hurts is back in the pocket. Incomplete pass. That was 3rd and goal. Looks like it's going to be 4th and goal now. Now, the Eagles still have 2 timeouts remaining. So the game would not mathematically be over if the Eagles did not get the touchdown here, but then they'd have a long road to hoe with no timeouts. Can the Eagles convert here on 4th down and get this to a victory? Let's see. Fourth and goal here. These are the plays that make the difference between being championship teams and not. And the Eagles are going to score a touchdown. Unbelievable. It is 27-26 Philadelphia. The Rams, of course, will still have a chance to come back the other direction. Devontae Smith with a touchdown. The Eagles take the lead being down 26-7. They are now leading 27-26. What a comeback by the Super Bowl defending champion Philadelphia Eagles here. I imagine there's going to be a 2-point conversion attempt coming up. There's a booth review in the Green Bay Packers and Cleveland Browns game. No idea what that's about, but the Packers still have the football. They are going to attempt at some point, I imagine here, a field goal to try to get the lead here. Doesn't mean the game's over yet, but that's what we're looking at right now. We're in the remaining minutes here of the early NFL Week 3 games. And the Eagles are going to attempt that 2-point conversion as I predicted. 1 minute and 48 seconds remaining. Jalen Hurts is in the shotgun here. And we're going to see. They will not get it. So the Rams can win this game with a field goal. They got 1 minute and 48 and 1 timeout on the clock. So the Rams are still very much alive to win this game, but now they are losing by 1 point, 27-26 with 1 minute and 48 seconds remaining. You know, this was probably the most featured game of the 9 games here in Week 3 in the early slate that people were looking forward to. I'm sure that a lot of people thought the Eagles would beat the Rams today. They are up by a point, but they could still end up losing this game. But the best game of the day so far, obviously. The Packers are now with 3rd and 10, 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining. They're about the 23-yard line. We'll see if they just run the ball here. It looks like there's a timeout or a flag. Looks like a false start. The Browns do not have any timeouts remaining, so they cannot stop the clock here. The Packers can probably run this game down to about 30 seconds before they kick the field goal. We'll have to wait and see what they're going to do on that front. Let's see here. Jaguars, Texans, 2 minutes remaining. The Jaguars are at their own 42. That game might likely be heading to overtime, unless we see some big pickups here. And the Jaguars are in the red zone. They are at the 11-yard line, just a gigantic pass there. It looks like the Jaguars are on their way to potentially taking the lead in this game. The Packers are now going to run the ball, as you expect. They're going to have an approximately 42-yard field goal attempt coming up. They will leave the Browns with about 23, 24 seconds after that attempt. So the Browns are going to have about 23 seconds remaining after the Packers kick the field goal here. If McManus can make the field goal, the Packers would take the lead, and they'd be on their way to victory potentially. Jaguars have a chance to beat the Texans here. They're at approximately the 10-yard line. First and goal here. If I'm the Jaguars, I don't want to score a touchdown, and they just did. Now it gives the Texans, you've got 2 timeouts. I would be trying to make the Texans use their timeouts there. I don't know about that strategy, but touchdown Jacksonville Jaguars will still give the Texans a chance to come back now. Getting to the Rams and the Eagles, 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining in the Eagles game. The Rams are trying to drive and get a game-winning field goal. The Packers are about to kick that game-winning field goal as I predicted. Timeout, 27 seconds remaining. Probably leave the Browns with about 22 or 23 seconds, no matter if the field goal is made or not here. Extra point is made by the Jaguars. 1 minute and 40 seconds approximately left in that game. The Jaguars are beating the Texans 17-10 right now. Rams are here at midfield, and they're about at the approximately 48-yard line of the Eagles. It looks like the Rams are about maybe approximately, for good field goal range, about 17 yards away from that. The Packers kick it up. The kick is blocked. The kick is blocked by the Browns. That could be going to overtime now where the Browns have a chance to win. So still 10-10 Jaguars and Browns. The Browns blocked the field goal, but the Browns are going to need approximately 20 yards here. 20 yards here to end up winning this one. What a block by the Cleveland Browns. The Packers trying to get to 3-0 on the season, not so fast. A block by the Browns, and the Browns are now about 20 yards away. No timeouts remaining. If Joe Flacco can get them to field goal range, the Browns have a chance to upset the Packers today. What a block by the Cleveland Browns here. I'm Chris Shandek. It's week 3 of the NFL season. Thank you so much for watching us today. We are giving live reaction to the early games here. The Rams are now approximately in field goal range. They're on the cusp of it. There's 30 seconds remaining here. They still have 1 timeout remaining. They're just going to try to take it down. I think if you're the Rams, you try to get a couple more yards here. 3rd and 1 is coming up. They do get the first down. So now it's up to them. Do you try to get a couple more yards? They call timeout. I don't know if that's the Eagles or that's the Rams calling timeout, but somebody did call timeout there. We're going to find out in a minute. So now the Browns, 20 seconds remaining. You're at the approximate, you're looking at like about a 62-yard field goal right now. Too far still. I think you got to get another sideline pass if you're the Browns, at least one more. And then you can attempt to kick that game-winning field goal. I'm Chris Shandek for C1 Review here in Las Vegas. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with everything we have going on here at C1 Review in Las Vegas and beyond. It's so greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching today and checking out our NFL live reaction to the early games. We're wrapping up here. We're almost done. The Browns tried at 12 seconds still. It's 10-10 there. Texans are trying to move the ball. 1 minute 20 remaining. They're down 17-10. The Rams are going to do another play here. It looks like the Eagles used a timeout. I don't know about that one. That's a bad choice in my opinion. Wow, really high up throw pass that could have been intercepted there by Matthew Stafford. I don't know what you're doing there. If you're the Los Angeles Rams, you should just be running the football and trying to get as close as possible for field goal range. Flacco, they don't have any timeouts. They've got to get up. Can they spot it? Can they spot it? Can they spot it? 4, 3, 2. They will. The Browns are going to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal from approximately 55 or 56 yards. Now, remember something. About 5 minutes ago, in the remaining 4th quarter, the Packers were winning 10-0. And the Browns have a chance to win here 13-10 by having 3 scores in 5 minutes. Pretty amazing comeback by the Cleveland Browns if they're able to pull this one off. Or we're going to overtime. Either way, there are 3 seconds left there are 2 seconds left in the Rams game. That game's going to end either way. Let's see if the Browns are able to kick a game-winning field goal here against the Packers. Let's see about that one. We're going to watch that. The Rams are also going to try to be kicking game-winning field goals. We're going to have a bunch of games wrap up here. We're going to be left, I believe, with the Texans and the Jaguars here in a minute, and we're going to be able to wrap up, and I'll give you all the scores today. Texans are still trying to drive. They're about approximately midfield. Browns are going to try to kick a game-winning field goal. I know a lot of people are on the edge of their seats in Green Bay and Cleveland right now as this one's about to finish. Potentially, if the Browns can kick a game-winning field goal. On the bottom at the same time, the Rams are trying to kick a game-winning field goal to beat the Eagles. This is the NFL. This is Week 3 NFL Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. And the Eagles, of course, have called a timeout. They're going to freeze the kicker. No timeouts left. The kick is up. It's up. It's up, and it's good, and the Browns, and there's a flag on the play, though, first. We have got to review that flag, ladies and gentlemen. We have got to review that flag. Let's see what the flag is on the field. I want to see what that flag is. If it's a defensive penalty, the Browns have absolutely won, but there is a penalty. Looks like it's over, but let's check the flag. Yep, it's over. The Browns have upset the Green Bay Packers today, 13-10. Now the Rams are going to attempt a 44-yard field goal to beat the Eagles. Let's see if that happens. 44-yard attempt coming up. Neither team has a timeout, so they can't delay it. The kick is up. It's blocked, and the Eagles are going to go to 3-0 on the season. They're going to go to 3-0 on the season. The running back, the special teams guy is going to end up scoring a touchdown to end it. The final score is the Eagles 33 and the Rams 26. What a comeback. Jordan Davis touchdown. What a comeback by the Philadelphia Eagles. They are 3-0 on the NFL season. That is why they're the defending Super Bowl champions. The field goal was blocked. It's returned for a meaningless touchdown, but the final score of that game, Philadelphia Eagles 33, Los Angeles Rams 26. The Browns defeat the Green Bay Packers 13-10. Green Bay Packers are now 2-1. The Browns get their first win of the NFL season. Let's review what we also have going on currently still. That still hasn't been finished. 26-20 Buccaneers and Jets. That has got 2 minutes and 28 seconds remaining. The Texans are at the Jacksonville Jaguars 37-yard line. The Commanders are beating our hometown Las Vegas Raiders 41-24 on the year. So we're going to wrap up with a couple of more games finishing here. We've probably got about 15 or 20 more minutes left here today. Please continue to stay around with us. The Texans, are now at midfield against the Texans. This is going to be like one of the last wrap-ups right here. C.J. Stroud is trying to bring back the Texans. He's going to get a first down. They're going to be at the Jacksonville 35-yard line. There's 42 seconds remaining. This is Christianic from C1 Review in Las Vegas. We are commenting and reviewing week 3 of the NFL, the early 9 games. Finals, let's go over the final scores so far. 21-14, Pittsburgh Steelers beat the New England Patriots. The Cleveland Browns upset the Green Bay Packers 13-10 on the season. The Indianapolis Colts beat the Tennessee Titans 41-20, and the Philadelphia Eagles come all the way back and beat the Rams 33-26. Carolina Panthers blank the Atlanta Falcons 30-0. C.J. Stroud throws it up in the air, and he just misses his wide receiver. 36 seconds remaining. Again, the Jacksonville Jaguars are beating the Houston Texans 17-10. If you're Houston, again, you score the touchdown here. Do you take overtime? Do you go for the 2-point conversion, the win? I mean, it's been a tough game. You're on the road. It's early in the season. I'm probably kick the one and take overtime. But man, it's exciting thinking about taking that 2-point conversion there. So for those of you who are watching the NFL, we will not be commenting very further, but the Saints and the Seahawks and the Broncos and Chargers games have begun for those of you who are fans of those teams. And the Texans are going to be inside the 27-yard line. 26 seconds remaining in the Jaguars and Texans game. We're almost done here. All right, let's take a look and let's get some scoring updates for you. The Buccaneers are 2 minutes away from beating the Jets. It's 26-20. Let's go back to the Texans and Jaguars. 17-10. Throwing to the end zone. Intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to send the Houston Texans to 0-3 on the season. The Jaguars are going to improve to 2-1 on the season. There's 20 seconds remaining. The Jacksonville Jaguars will end up, unless there's something crazy, will end up beating the Houston Texans 17-10 today. Remaining scores from week 1. Again, Vikings 48-10 at the 2-minute warning, beating the Cincinnati Bengals. We pretty much knew that already. The only other one right now we have left is the Jets and the Buccaneers. I imagine the Buccaneers are going to kick a field goal here with 2 minutes remaining, only up 6 points. We'll have to wait and see. That's officially final now. The Jaguars have beat the Texans 17-10. This is Christian XT1 Interview in Las Vegas. We are commenting on week 3 of the NFL season. Early games. Here are the score reviews for everybody. And this is what we've seen today so far in the NFL. A lot of surprises. Probably the biggest surprise, 2 of them. The Indianapolis Colts are now 3-0 after a 41-20 win over the Tennessee Titans. And here are some of the other final scores from the day. The Eagles, again, 33-26 over the Rams. The Washington Commanders defeat our hometown Las Vegas Raiders, unfortunately, 41-24. That's unfortunately sad. The Jaguars just beat the Houston Texans 17-10. Jaguars are now 2-1 the season. The Houston Texans fall to 0-3. Cleveland Browns upset the Green Bay Packers 13-10. And now the Buccaneers are going to try to kick a field goal here to make it a 2-possession game with 2 minutes left. And that kick is blocked. And the Jets now have a chance to win the game. And they're going to take it back for a touchdown. Unbelievable. So the Jets have just taken the lead against the Bucs. It's 26-26, and there's going to be an attempted extra point. So we're here till the end of the Jets and Buccaneers here, ladies and gentlemen, and then we'll be off. But there's going to be an interesting 2 minutes here. The Buccaneers will still have a chance, of course, to kick a game-winning field goal. But 26-26, Buccaneers and Jets. Wow. 2 blocked field goals for touchdowns here in our early slate, of course. The other one, the Rams. The Rams getting their field goal blocked against the Eagles. The Eagles took that back 33-26. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen, just unbelievable. We're going to finish up here. The last game will be the Jets and the Buccaneers here from the early slate. Once this is done, we will move on to next week's NFL. But we appreciate you watching. Again, another final score today. The Falcons lose to the Carolina Panthers 30-0. Jets extra point is up, and that extra point is good. It is 27-26 Jets over the Bucs right now. So we'll see here what happens. Can Baker Mayfield lead the Buccaneers back to the promised land, potentially, possibly? We'll see if he can get a game-winning field goal here. It was really nice talking with Natty earlier from India. It's always nice to see we have subscribers all across the world here on CY Interview, of course. And we're grateful for every single one of them. And thank you so much for watching today. We are grateful that you're here. And we have really enjoyed watching week 3, the early slate NFL season games with you here today. And I think we're going to do this again next Sunday for 3 hours. But it's the funnest 3 hours in sports here in Las Vegas on CY Interview. Sad that the Raiders did not win today. They'll have a chance again next week. Can the Jets defense find something here? Can the Jets defense find something here? They have to hold the Buccaneers for 2 minutes in Baker Mayfield. They've given up a lot of points this year, the first 3 weeks. 34 to the Steelers, a lot of points to the Bills last week, a lot of points. Today, they've given up 26. Can that Jets defense find a way? Orange, the Sea Water cat has just woken up from his nap, and he's going to go over to his food bowl. Man, he was sleeping there for the whole 3 hours as we were doing this NFL feed. The Bucs are starting at their own 35 here. Baker Mayfield already a pass to the Jets' 40-yard line, so there's going to be a field goal attempt here unless there's a turnover. Buccaneers are now trying to get their stuff together here with 1:30 left. Great pass down the field again. Can the Jets defense find something redeeming here in the last minute and 30 seconds here? Listen, if the Buccaneers do this quickly, the Jets could still potentially get the ball back too, but we have to wait and see what happens on that. We're live here in Las Vegas. We're commenting on the last of the 9 NFL Week 3 early regular season games. The Bucs and the Jets. The Jets are currently beating the Bucs 27-26 with 1 minute and 31 seconds remaining. Mayfield throws, incomplete catch. That's probably going to be incomplete, I'm going to guess. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Jets and the Buccaneers here. Thank you all so much for watching today. We really appreciate it. This will also be posted again on the C1 Review website, Facebook, and all that good stuff too. If any of you want to go back and watch this today. 2nd and 10 for the Buccaneers. The yard line, let's take a look. 37. Incomplete pass. 3rd down and 10. I'll give you food in a minute. The cat, Orange the C1 Review cat, wants food. He's looking at me. I want to come over and say hi to the fellas? Want to come over and say hi? This is either going to be the worst thing or ever. Ladies and gentlemen, Orange the C1 Review cat is here with us. We'll put him down now. He made his little appearance. There was his cameo. You okay? He wants his food. He's going to get his food in a couple minutes. After we finish here, Buccaneers trying to get a game-winning field goal against the New York Jets. Trying to get a game-winning field goal against the New York Jets. And we'll see what happens here. After that, after this game ends, it'll be food time for the cat boy. It's 2nd and 10. 1 minute and 41 seconds remaining here. The Jets and the Buccaneers are wrapping up. While we wait there, let's go back and let's go through the final scores of today's NFL action. 1 minute and 25 seconds left in the Jets and the Buccaneers. The Jets are winning by a point. Let's go through our scores today. 48-10, Vikings over the Bengals. The Philadelphia Eagles go to 3-0, beating the Rams 33-26. The Washington Commanders beat the Las Vegas Raiders 41-24. The Raiders dropped to 1-2 on the year. The Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Houston Texans 17-10. The Cleveland Browns beat the Green Bay Packers 13-10. The Colts beat the Titans 41-20. The Indianapolis Colts are 3-0 on the season. The Steelers and Aaron Rodgers get to 2-1 the season by beating the Patriots 21-14. The Panthers beat the Falcons 30-0. Those are all of your Week 3 NFL final scores. Most impressive of the week, I think, is the Carolina Panthers, who defeated the Falcons 30-0. They get their first one of the NFL season. Back to the Buccaneers and the Jets. They're finally back to playing, it looks like. Hopefully. There's 1 minute remaining. 1st and 10 now for the Buccaneers. Will they be able to kick a game-winning field goal? Potentially, possibly. It's 37 yards away, unless they fumble the ball or do something crazy here. The Jets have no timeouts left, so they cannot stop the clock. So it looks like the Buccaneers will be able to attempt a game-winning field goal. In the 4 o'clock window, which we're not going to be here for long, but the Chargers are up early on the Broncos 3-0, and the Seattle Seahawks are up early on the Saints 7-0. We're almost done here. We're just waiting for one more game to be done. They're going to take it down to about 3 seconds here, and they're going to kick the field goal, it looks like. I don't know what they're doing. That was really risky what Baker Mayfield did there. He just need the ball in the middle of the field. There's a potential possibility they could have fumbled that. Buccaneers are going to come on here to try to kick the game-winning field goal. Can the Jets block a second field goal? I mean, is it possible? I mean, I don't know when the last time a team blocked 2 field goals in a game, an NFL regular season game. Love to look that one. I love that statistic. Maybe someone can tell me afterwards. But that's where we are on that front. So we're going to wrap up here in a second, and then we'll go through all the scores. Again, please keep up with us in Las Vegas and beyond by watching all of our videos here on CY Interview. And we greatly appreciate all of your time today for coming in and watching from all across the world. As we comment, Chase McLaughlin for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is going to try to kick a game-winning field goal here. And we're going to see if he's going to end up making this one or not. It's going to be a 36-yard attempt. They're looking to the Jets. Can the Jets block a second one? It would be pretty unbelievable if the Jets were able to block a second one here. Does not look like they're going to be able to block it. The Buccaneers get the field goal up, and the Buccaneers are going to win at the gun. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will defeat the New York Jets and move to 3-0 on the NFL season with a 29-27 victory. Great effort by the New York Jets, but not good enough to win today. And the Buccaneers will move on again with a last-minute score. So thank you so much for watching Week 3 early season reactions to the NFL games. Let's go through the scores one more time before we say goodbye to you. The Minnesota Vikings moved to 2-1 on the season today by beating the Cincinnati Bengals 48-10. The Philadelphia Eagles moved to 3-0 on the NFL regular season by beating the Rams 33-26. The Buccaneers just moved to 3-0 on the NFL season with a 29-27 victory over the New York Jets. New York Jets fall to 0-3 on the season. The Washington Commanders moved to 2-1 on the season over our Las Vegas Raiders 41-24. The Raiders are now 1-2 on the season. The Jaguars moved to 2-1 on the season by beating the Houston Texans 17-10. The Houston Texans are 0-3. The Cleveland Browns upset the Green Bay Packers 13-10. The Indianapolis Colts moved to 3-0 on the season by beating the Tennessee Titans 41-20. The Tennessee Titans are now 0-3. The Pittsburgh Steelers moved to 2-1 on the NFL season behind Aaron Rodgers by beating the New England Patriots 21-14. And finally, maybe the biggest surprise of the day, the Atlanta Falcons lose 30-0 to the Carolina Panthers. I'm Christian for CY Interview. Thank you so much for being here. Keep watching us in Las Vegas and beyond. We'll probably see you back next Sunday. We'll keep doing these. Thank you so much for your support. Head over to the channel, subscribe if you haven't, like all of our videos. We really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your Monday morning if you're somewhere else in the world, and I'll see you in the next one.